The PWC Network. What the world is watching and listening to.
سبحان فالق الإصباح.
Hello, Akbar!
Ding dong. Hello?
Yes, that's right, infidels. You found us here, channelattitude.com, Hameen Media Group, where you get the most real talk, the best reviews of all your favorite wrestling shows from AEW and WWE, Impact, and more, because we're going to break it all down with the best staff in professional wrestling at HMG. So you don't need to go anywhere else, because there's no 5 stars here. There's only $5 face slaps, infidel.
Hello, Akbar!
So sign up today, channelattitude.com, Hameen Media Group, and join the Hameen Army for the most real talk in professional wrestling. YOLO!
A tag team bout set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Approaching the ring from Rancho Cucamonga, California, at a combined weight of 417 pounds, Nicholas and Matthew Jackson, the Young Bucks.
Wearing the same suits that they wore this past Wednesday night than when they attacked not only Sting and Darby Allin, but Sting's family, his sons. And that is the blood of Darby Allin soaked into the fibers of those suits.
You want to talk about a message? This is certainly a message right here from the Young Bucks.
Yeah, message received. They're worthless. Listen, when we first started AEW, I just absolutely loved Nick and Matt Jackson. They were great. You've known them for years, Excalibur. Did you ever think they would stoop to these depths? They took this thing that they were EVPs. It literally has gone to their brain. It has.
In one night, in one moment, they sacrificed their entire reputation, everything that they have worked towards to build in professional wrestling.
And their opponents, the team of Mondo Rocks and Robbie Litt.
Now, Mondo Rocks, Robbie Litt,
Yeah,
local competitors here in the Phoenix area.
no question.
Trying to make a name for themselves here tonight, but
Good luck to you.
yeah. Matthew and Nicholas,
Nice names.
but
Stop it.
Nice names.
Should we call him Matthew? And what happens if we call him?
Oh boy!
the fist bump, and immediately Matthew seizing on as Robbie Litt in the red.
Look at that, I didn't expect the vest underneath here.
Let me tell you this. If they are EVPs of this company, they do not represent this company.
No, I mean, they've been threatening people with fines for absolutely no reason. Look at Matthew coming back for the lariat.
To ruin the moment of Sting and Darby Allin winning the Tag Team Championships Wednesday night. The legendary career of Sting.
Oh! What a kick by Nicholas.
Nicholas is going to wrestle with his hat on. Are you kidding me?
No. Big neck breaker, back breaker combo by the young. I mean, Do we call them the Young Bucks?
I don't know, do we? It's a great question. I'm glad they're having a good time tonight.
Oh, and now Nicholas sending Robbie Lind over the corner. Mondo Rocks tagging in. And
Oh, man, he wanted to go for just a collar and elbow, but he got kicked in the gut.
you see the blood of Darby Allin
Nice blind tag there.
on Nicholas Jackson, excuse me.
There we go, get it right. You don't want to get fined.
Listen, I'm telling you, I hate to even give them their props, but they do know what they're doing in the ring to the Young Bucks. My God.
They're former AEW World Tag Team Champions. One of, if not, oh, it was a low blow.
Come on.
Unnecessary.
Come on, Rick Knox.
Well, I mean,
wow.
He was looking at Matt
Yeah,
Jackson.
I know.
Matthew Jackson, Nicholas taking advantage.
Just frustrated. Just a low blow like that.
They don't need to do it.
No, they don't. They don't need to do any of this.
The aggression from the Young Bucks tonight.
I mentioned on Wednesday, Matthew very aggressively with the EVP trigger.
Here are your winners, the Young Bucks.
Matthew, he very aggressively called me into his office. He put his finger in my face. He said it's not the BTE trigger anymore. It's the EVP trigger. And that leads me to believe that whether Sting and Darby won or lost on Wednesday night, I mean, something in my gut tells me that they were going to orchestrate this assault on Sting and Darby no matter what.
You think this was happening either way?
Yes, I believe that. In the core of my being is now Nicholas with the microphone. Do we really have to hear what these men have to say? I guess they're EVPs.
Boy, they're the EVPs.
I mean, I want to hear it.
You do?
I am so tired of the disrespect that each and every one of you fans show us. Matter of fact, in the front row, I heard a heckler calling us by the wrong name.
I told you.
It's time to show your EVPs a little more respect. And by showing that respect, call us by our God-given names of Nicholas and Matthew Jackson.
I apologize. My brother's a bit of a hothead, okay, guys? Hey, listen. I'm sorry, okay.
Trying to engage in some good cop, bad cop here. Phoenix is not buying it. Neither am I.
The reason we're out here in the first place is to say congratulations to AEW's new tag team champions, Darby Allin and Sting.
Well, that's nice of them.
Oh, stop it.
Incredible match, guys. You're out there. You're putting your blood and sweat and tears on the line. You guys crushed it. Congratulations. You're going to be great champions. But there is one caveat. I got an email, an injury report from Doc Sampson, and apparently both Darb and Sting are a little bit banged up coming after their big win. So we just wanted to say, we're thinking about you guys, we're praying for you guys, and we hope you're okay. However, boys, I want to make one thing clear. Our goal, our objective is to get our tag team titles back. And you may be looking at us and going, oh, well, you're EVPs. You have EVP status. You're going to politic and you're going to do whatever it takes to do that. No. We're going to play by the rules, damn it. And we're going to climb our way up to the rankings and have competitive matches like we just did tonight on Rampage.
Competitive, my ass.
Gotta respect that.
We will get ranked. We will be #1 contenders. And we will get our damn belts.
They're two-time former AEW World Tag Team Champions. They could certainly do it again.
And we will continue to climb up those ranks. Wednesday,
on Dynamite when you see Nicholas and Matthew Jackson, your EVPs, in tag team action. We love you guys so much. You're the greatest fans in the world.
Someone get the freaking hook.
Let's have a killer show. Thank you guys. I love being your freaking EVP. I love this job. Best job in the world. Thank you so much. Stick around for the rest of the show. It's going to be a good one. Let's go!
Hello everybody and welcome to the show where we're unhinged, uncensored, uncaged. I am your host, Jimmy Jackson, and that is the EVP man himself of HMG. It is Matthew Bloody Jacket, HMG EVP MSG.
Matthew, show some goddamn respect.
Oh God, bro. What about the...
Trust me by my God-given name.
No, starts having Tourette's, bro. What was going on there with that?
I was up high, so I didn't get a lot of that. I didn't get a lot of that yelling from Matthew. Maybe he was trying to reach me. That's what. Maybe he was trying to yell so loud that someone like me could hear it. But I was not around for that. Or no, I guess I was.
Well, as you heard, last time show, dude, was so good that we had to do it twice. MSG though, welcome back to Rampage Uncaged, right here on Hamin Media Group via channelattitude.com. And dude, it was a pleasure. I had a lot of great responses for the show last time. It was funny as hell. Even when I heard it back, I was like, damn, that was pretty funny that day. And everybody loved the combination. I'm not going to lie. A lot of people were emailing me, telling me like we should do shows more often.
We should do more shows. The thing about it is also, and I tell people this too, is most times when I'm doing podcasts these days, I'm normally the host, right?
Me too.
Like it allows me to more or less serve up the questions and kind of guide the conversation. Whereas when I'm not hosting, like I can just kind of be free, and I'm just kind of a wacky, out there kind of guy. So that usually lends well to the podcast host because I can be a good guest as well because I know what it takes to. I know what a good, entertaining guest should be. I shouldn't be someone sitting here and be like, hey, or I'm not going to come on here and be like, yes, I can't wait to get started breaking down AEW Rampage. It was a very successful show. For finisher, God. There has to be some substance to why you want to sit and listen. Hopefully you're listening. And if you're not, that's cool. There's a lot of people who don't listen to me and a lot of people I don't listen to. I was just complaining to a friend today about a band. They put out an album, and I was like, I don't understand why everybody's into this band in this scene. He's like, I know. I'm like, okay, so I just...
Don't you love that, dude? When a band sucks so bad, but so many people like them, and you don't even know why? Seriously.
It's not fair to say they suck. I wouldn't say they suck. It's just they, I think there's I think we've gotten to a point now when it comes to social media marketing and making money. Sometimes you just put music out there just to put music out there. And I think that's kind of what we picked up on one of the albums we were listening to. We were like, it kind of just sounds like recycled music and melodies of some of your older albums or some of the same stuff we've already been listening to in the genre. So it's kind of like, really original here. So I don't know. It sounds like you're just trying to make a buck. Which is I get it. You got to get your bag. If you can make your bag off the fan base, dude, I'm not hating on it, but I'm just saying I'm not going to. but I'm also not gonna go on like my Facebook or social media like I hate this said band, blah blah blah. Let's have argument.
Oh, that's social media for you these days, man. As me and John was speaking about earlier on the Smack Attack, which you can also find right here. Yeah, the Smack Attack. Right here on Hamin Media Group on channelattitude.com, $5. It's still for free right now, right here on the YouTube. But dude, what a week it's been in wrestling, man. I mean,
wild.
Say what you want, it's been wild, bro. I mean, you know, the Vince stuff. I just read some more Ashley Massaro stuff, which is even worse. I don't know if you support it. Like, no shit, right before we started recording, you know, I was writing the description and I was just checking out the Twitter or the X, whatever you want to call it.
The X.
And I read some bizarre shit, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, X.
Yeah, he's a pretty disgusting piece of crap, piece of shit. Yeah, I mean, there's not much more I can say about Vince McMahon as a human being. In regards to the Ashley Massaro stuff, you know, I brought that up to Ben on Wednesday. I was like, you know, this type of information did come out. You know, you guys have talked about this for years on Russo brand, right. Vince Russo specifically. So this type of information came out, but it ended up being pushed aside because it wasn't relevant to the case at that time. And the only reason why I think you know, as I mentioned, that I'm aware of it was, I think, part of the, you know, those 63 wrestlers. I think Big Vito was part of those. Maybe Shane Douglas and maybe a couple of those other people, right? When it came to the concussion syndrome lawsuit that nobody won, that they just kind of went to a stalemate, and WWE basically the courts threw it out or whatever it was. So and that guy ended up owing like $300,000, but from what I've read, like he's still like trying to take it or appeal it. Therefore, he still hasn't had to pay any money yet or anything like that for damages. Who knows? I'm not a lawyer. Go find Seth Kennedy somewhere on HMG.
Or Jeff Livin.
Yeah,
Seth Kennedy. I haven't seen him in ages.
Yeah, I haven't seen him. Well, he's still on Facebook. I don't know. I've seen him pop up on other people. So I don't know. Maybe he's just busy. You know, got life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. I don't know. Go talk to a lawyer is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not, if you're watching this live on YouTube or Twitch somewhere, I am not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. So, you know, it just seems interesting to me, you know, what happens next? You know, where does this rabbit hole of information lead to, and how does it get unearthed? You know, I think that I was listening to, what was it? That Brandon Thurston guy who does the WrestleNomics, the numbers and stuff like that.
Yep.
I was listening to his podcast, and he was talking about how in the past he had requested information from the Freedom of Information Act on this case. But the thing about it is because when you request information from the Freedom of Information Bureau or whatever, it has to be kind of like specific. So like if you're given broad examples or things, like they don't have, I guess because the database is so large, they can't specifically find it, the agencies. But now that there is like factual statement, let's say by Vice Report, it does make it easier to go, hey, Vice Report said specifically blah, blah, blah. Can we get the information from that blah, blah, blah? So now they can do that. You know what I mean? Again, not a lawyer, so I don't know legal jargon here.
No, that's right. Oh, there's just, speaking of lawyers, actually.
It's not Jeff. Scott.
Jeff, God damn it! You told me, Scott.
His picture. You got to give permission when you're on Facebook through StreamYard. It's very weird.
Yeah,
I'm drinking water, not vodka. Just so you know.
I'm drinking Jaritos. Órale. Have you had Jaritos before?
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Like, dude,
I love this shit.
Come on.
You're from the West Coast.
I'm
of
in
course
Arizona.
You love it.
I'm
right,
literally
exactly.
like a couple hours away from the border. Okay. Like, of course I've had that.
Dude, and this is Mexican
up
imported.
Southern Cal. Like, that was like...
Right.
Because back in the day, those drinks were a lot cheaper. Now they're a little more expensive. Back
They've
then,
gone up, bro.
Back then, like, if you didn't want a soda for $1, you could go get a can of Kerns, like fruit in a can or whatever smoothie for 50, 60 cents. Or you could get a bottle of those for like 75 cents. Now, Kerns is like $3 or $4 a can. It's crazy.
Spot on, bro. The bottle over here, right? No shit. I just bought it. As I was telling you earlier, I had to run a few errands and shit. So I went and bought a couple of bottles of this shit. It was $3.
That's what he made us all wait for the show, ladies and gentlemen.
That was
just
coming
so he
back.
gets goddamn bottles of Choritos.
It's Carito, Holmes.
I know, but whatever. You're Australian. Calm down.
Hey.
Stop trying to culturally appropriate over there on that side of the country. You're gonna get freaking canceled.
Yeah, well, funny enough, dude, there's actually Mexicans here, Mexican Australians, bro. I'm not kidding.
That's pretty cool.
That is bizarre. Actually, one of our boxers that's representing Australia, of course, is of Mexican heritage also.
That's pretty cool.
But there is literally, I've only got 2 Mexican friends, right? 2 Mexican friends that are Mexican.
I'm actually a quarter Hispanic. Okay. So,
are you?
Yeah,
Orale, Holmes. Yeah.
I'm Hispanic, Italian, and then whatever my mom's side is, white.
Whatever my mom's side. You're a character.
European, whatever. The one that's the body of what I am, probably.
Well, I'm straight full-blooded Greek, dude.
Yeah,
I'm born and raised in Australia, but full Greek. Both
I couldn't pick that up.
I mean, I don't look like your typical.
Did I lose internet?
Cool, Australian crikey. Okay. But you know what I mean. But anyway, speaking of the chat, though, I'm assuming that's Scott Woodford. I'm assuming. But we've also got Revamped in the house.
Revamped.
Yeah, sorry about the time, dude.
He's confused.
Revamped Wrestling.
He lives in La La Land. It's Sunday for him. He's not going to tell us who won the Super Bowl because that would violate international, global laws or something, and we'll probably get in trouble. But isn't
it tomorrow?
It's Sunday. It's there. Well, it's Sunday for me. So if it's Sunday for you, then
it's Sunday for me, bro. And I thought it was Saturday.
You're already in the future, so you should already know, and therefore
I'll tell you who won.
Us because you're
dude,
a time
come
traveler.
On. Well, I could tell you right now, and I'm going to call it right here, exclusively on channelattitude.com.
We don't get shut down by the FBI.
You know, friggin' the Swifties are winning it, dude. Come on.
The Swifties. Oh yeah, no, the Kansas City Chiefs.
The Kansas City Swifties, bro. They need to change the name.
Chiefs are going to win this game, and then following the game, Travis Kelce is going to propose to her, and then after he proposes to her, we're going to Disneyland, and then the Sports Illustrated commercial is going to have the Kansas City Chiefs just won the Super Bowl, and now you can sign up at si.com and relive the whole season. Sign up now for 1 year subscription for Sports Illustrated, and you'll get this fucking hat and T-shirt to represent your. You know what I mean? It's every year.
Mind you, dude, it's Swiftie Mania down here too. Right after the Super Bowl, she's coming here to do a concert in over 100,000 seater stadium, dude. Yeah, all the Swifties are going bananas down here, bro.
That's the only song I know of hers.
Oh, look, what do you know? He's alive.
Scotty Dub, the Woodford, the Ford of the Woods has arrived.
The Woody Woodpecker.
Scott, my middle name is Scott, so you got a soft spot. All Scotts have a soft spot in my heart. So,
Scotty.
Matthew Scott.
Well, and also in the house, my very own Crab Cat in Lab Rat.
Lab Rat is here.
He's a Crab Cat, bro. Fellow Crab Cat. I know not saying the Bear Cats.
Let's not spoil Rampage, Lab Rat. I'm sorry. I was only there 2 to 3 days ago before it was recorded and put on Friday.
He's from the West Coast, and he's also Mexican, so, holla at Lab Rat.
Holla, there you go, bro.
Well, speaking of Mexicans, we've also got Javi Uchia in the house.
What's up, Javi?
Yeah, hello, Javi. And we've got Lizzie. Look, if you watch SmackDown,
Liz says that you can see Mahomes' wife in the swimsuit issue. Boom, there it is. I mean, the fix is already in. They already got one chick in her bathing suit. Now they got to give it so that way people can, as Randy Jackson or Randy, I'm sorry.
Beating off the dog.
We already got something to beat off the dog. And then, of course, you got the happy ending now with Swiftie and Kelce.
Oh, God. It's got to be, dude. And I'm convinced now this is a work, bro. I mean, come on. Look at Lab Rat testing some good weed. It better be good weed, indeed.
I have what do I have? I just bought something. I already, I look at when I buy it and it looks really good. And I look at the percentages and everything. And then I come home and I immediately just take a pair of scissors and I cut up and open all the bags, and then I put it away in my stuff, my jars and stuff like that, right? Ooh. So and then I forget after I start smoking. I'm like, what did I buy? And I'm like, I don't know, but it works.
It's like, yo, dude, what did I buy?
I can tell you the stuff I bought prior to this. The only times I remember is when I buy on the night and I'm in the HMG group. It's not last time, but the prior before, I bought some Private Banana. That was the name of the strain. I don't remember what I bought this time.
I actually got some pineapple fucking kush right now, dude.
Me too, Lab Rat. I'm a dabs guy. That's what I'm saying, though. You come home,
dab,
and
dab.
You know how, I'm assuming you get the same way. They put it in one Ziploc bag, little container, and then that goes into that giant one that you got to take home. So when I get home, I take them glad bags, and I'm just going zip. I'm just going cut, because I want to get to it. So then I forget what I bought. It's on the package, on the label. You know what I'm saying? I just want to get to it.
You're a character, man. Well, also Jerome Hall.
I'm baked right here. My former sponsor, BakedBoysClub.com.
Damn, if you're baked, I am absolutely smoked.
Well,
literally.
Apparently, according to the Bible, Leviticus 20:13 or whatever, where you should tell John the next time he makes him mad. It says that no man should not lie with another man unless unless he's stoned. So basically, as long as he gets high, you can have sex with another dude. So tell John I said that.
I'll tell John you said that, as a matter of fact, but I'll probably forget by the time next Friday comes along. You know what? You should come on the Smack Attack.
Yeah, then I'd have to actually watch SmackDown more, and I don't really want to do that. Yeah,
well, at least next week you will have
just gonna watch highlights. I'm just going to watch highlights next week. We already talked about this on the
Smack
Attack.
I'm glad. Yeah, exactly. I'm glad you said what you said, because that's what I was saying too. And you were right. I mean, what was the point of all that shit? And that's a good segue.
And basically, what we're talking about is so we don't have to delve into SmackDown, but the topic.
Right, we won't. We're not going.
The topic itself of like giving you something really good on one night, but then not following up the very next night on the next show. So like that would equate to me being like, I'm gonna watch a brand new episode of a TV show, hit TV show, name a TV show, Stranger Things, right? That'd be like if they were on. And the next episode, they didn't show the follow-up to what just happened. They were like, we're going to go to this side storyline. And yes, they do it. Don't get me wrong.
They have done it. That's
every
true.
Now and then they'll throw like one of those in a season.
You're
the
right.
problem with wrestling is they do it so much, and especially here with AEW, in their case too, you're like, oh my God, could you just please get back to that story? Why are we now getting back to Hangman and Swerve that happened 7 weeks ago?
Dumb,
like,
bro.
You know what I mean? So like there's no continuity with any type of wrestling. So I'm not blaming it on WWE specifically. It's just very annoying. You have this huge press conference where The Rock slaps the shit out of Cody, and the only thing we get the very next night is Triple H say, "No, you're rolling. Shut your mouth." And Paul Heyman say, "Next week, The Rock and Roman are coming, so be ready." And then I'm just like, okay, well then I guess I really don't need to watch the rest of this show. And I feel like AEW does that too. It's like, well, you just booked the whole show in the first 30 minutes. Why do I need to watch the rest of this?
Well, when you exactly,
I watched
the
AJ Styles match out of respect because he's like my favorite wrestler since I was 15.
I love that match, dude. It was a great match. But other than
that, like I was like,
everything else didn't really, matter per se. But I do want to touch on the press conference just for a little bit, MSG, since I want your opinion, because I just want to ask you this, and then we'll get into AEW. Do you think WWE were trouble, cleaning up the mess that apparently a lot of fans believe that they did? For example, The Rock sort of out-bullied Triple H's decision and wanted the WrestleMania main event and whatnot. Or do you think this was all done on purpose just to, spice things up a little bit?
So I think that as soon as CM Punk went down, they were like, okay, what are we going to do? Well, I guess we could just do Cody versus Seth, and then we could do Rock versus Roman, right? And then everything happened all in 1 week. Netflix, sexual lawsuit, scandal, et cetera, right? I mean, because then The Rock came out Friday, or the Rock came out that night, right? That was all that fucking week. It was a crazy week of professional wrestling. WWE signs Netflix. 2 days later, Netflix, Vince McMahon scandal. Then he resigns, and The Rock comes out, and then he, I'm going to face you, and blah, 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 touch my hands. And then they say nose to nose or whatever.
That make me laugh.
Sorry.
My hands. Listen to me, bruh.
Well, because not last Friday night, but the Friday before that, it ended with Sami Zayn. So yeah, it was 2 weeks before. So you've got that, and now as a way to make you, the viewer, forget about what's going on with Vince McMahon, WWE, The Rock, they all looked at it and went, look, how can we steer the conversation in our favor? That's what companies do. I'm not hating on The Rock for doing that. That's what he was hired to be specifically, guys. He was there to hire to get them through specific instances being the face and the guy that he is, the biggest superstar, right? So being the vocal guy and the ambassador for the WWE is a positive win from a corporate standpoint. And as Ben Hameen likes to reference, maybe it's also basically part of his plan on his way to some sort of political office campaign in the future.
Oh, absolutely. There's no secret he's wanted to do that for years, man.
Right. So, I mean, I don't know if he's going to run for president, but he could definitely run for governor. He was born in, America. So like he could run for senator. He could do all those things. So, and then work his way up the ladder. But I digress. I think that WWE itself didn't follow up, man. Like all you had to do was show up on the press conference. You had a great night at the press conference itself. But they steered this conversation away. They as soon as the "We Want Cody" outrage started online, that wasn't planned, in my opinion. I think WWE looked at that and went, "Oh, that's better. Let's work with they just handed us it. The fans are pissed that you came out, Rock, and you're going to take away his spot. Blah blah blah. That's awesome. Let's capitalize on this." And let's do it now. There's mixed reports online. One report says WWE was handing out signs, but then there was another report that said no.
I heard that, right.
But then there was another report that came out like yesterday or so that it was proven that it was a fan that actually showed up and was giving out the signs too. So I don't know what to believe. Yeah. We weren't there, so I don't know. But then so they steer this conversation away, and then you get to this press conference, and they hyped it up, and they delivered. Like WWE definitely delivered on the press conference to the point where now no one's even really thinking about the Vince stuff from a fan standpoint. You know what I mean? The conversation 2 weeks ago was Eric Bischoff and Jeff Jarrett and all these people talking about how I don't even know if I could support the WWE anymore because it just makes me feel disgusting as a wrestling fan, and I really don't know how to feel about that. And now 2 weeks later, they're just like, yay, WWE, to finish the story. I'm not saying all those guys specifically. I'm talking about the IWC. Finish the story, brother. It was all planned. You see, we did it. We outraged and they changed their course. No, dude, you basically just helped them. You served them up on a platter. You steer the conversation away from the fact that the guy who built the company is in the middle of huge sexual allegations right now. And for the purposes of YouTube, I don't want us to get in trouble, and I don't want Rampage to get in this show to get in trouble. So allegedly, but it's pretty disgusting. Okay, from what we've read.
Well, it is pretty disgusting. And speaking of disgusting, look who's in the house. It is that dirty Vince McMahon, pal. And apparently he likes feces.
Well, he's got nothing left to do right now, right? I mean, Vince is at home. It's a Saturday night for him, 8:50 p.m. He can't really go out anymore. But, he's got lots of money in a giant house. So, I mean, he could just order anything on DoorDash. I mean, literally, you could probably order anything on DoorDash. I don't know.
Haven't you heard of Vinny, the DoorDash delivery driver? I mean, come on.
Exactly. Something. Yeah, see, he agrees with me. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You just order anything he wants. I mean,
yeah, pal. I drive around all
Liz
night.
Makes a good point. You could have just shot a vignette after the press conference of Rock and Roman, with or without Triple H, getting pissy and driving off to make it look like they were at SmackDown. Yeah, exactly, Liz. They ended up showing that backstage press conference.
They did.
At the end of the show. If they had shot that and showed that on SmackDown, then at least we would have felt like, okay, we're getting something out of this. But instead, they gave everything on one night, and then the very next night didn't follow up with anything.
I don't know if we should be worried. Matthew, should I say? Is that what we're calling you?
I said allegedly. That's why I said allegedly, sir. That's why I said allegedly. He's a little intoxicated. Give him some slack if you're not selling Sue correctly.
He says
Saturday night. He was having a cocktail. He's having a good night. Yeah.
He's going to sue us two kiddos, apparently. And no, Vince, please. You don't have your lawyer anymore. McDevitt, whatever, he's gone. He's like, no more Vince.
Look.
But,
yeah. So what other sexual positions did we talk about? Yeah, the wraparound butt grab. Sure. Can't forget that. Reverse cowgirl. Good, Kevin. Hot lunch. Yeah, she likes that. Ooh. Donkey punch. Glass bottom boat. Good one. Yes. Fish eye. Good, Jenny. Chili dog.
The chili dog. I'm not even going to ask what the fuck that is, right? But
Vince gets it.
Careful, Vince. Careful, Vince. I mean, don't throw around that N word, even though it's a naga. What's a naga?
I'm not saying anything.
Is that Umaga?
White guy in America. I'll get canceled for saying the wrong thing at the wrong time.
That's all right. So would I, and I'm all the way, and I don't exist.
And privacy at the cookout with friends who've grown up for 10, 15 years, you get away with it, but you don't say the wrong thing around the wrong people in public. So.
No, you know what I do actually, and everyone loves it, and everyone laughs about it. I say Nigel.
Okay.
So instead of going, the proper N word,
we're all multi-ethnic.
my Nigels.
With me, my group of friends were all multi-ethnic, Asian, Indian,
right? Same here.
White. So in private, we all just make fun of each other by slurring, by hurling every racial obscenity as we can at each other. It's hysterical. I mean, nobody says the R-E-R hard. That's off limits. So you don't
Is that
say
donkey
it.
talk?
You're not going to say it in that derogatory way, but like we will. We brag on each other like all the time. Like my best friend's Asian. I'd be like, dude, what do you mean you can't figure this out? You're good at math. Like, you know what I mean? You say stupid things like that to your friends. Like, and he'll say things like, but you're white, so you can walk out and publicly. And like, no,
yeah.
Like, what do you mean you're afraid to walk outside? You're white. You know what I mean? We say things like that to each other.
That's funny though. I'll give you that. That's actually quite good.
Like, you gotta have good friends who are like open-minded and aware that like we're just all like ragging on each other and we're using the quote-unquote stereotypes as comedy in our own fucked up.
Oh, come on, dude. I'm
not gonna do that publicly. I'm not gonna like say this out in public to my friend at the mall or something like that.
No, of course not. Right, but hey, you never know who's recording you these days, even in the public, dude. Like you just don't know anymore. You can get fucked with all sorts of shit these days. NDAs every days, if you know what I mean. But no. But look, back to that press conference just quickly. Oh Jesus Christ, Jericho. We'll get into Jericho too because I want to ask you about Dynamite. But the thing about the press conference, bro, right? See, personally, and I'm sure you probably heard this earlier. I do think this was all set up. Like, I think it was done on purpose. The hashtag We Want Cody, it was just too convenient. I just feel like, look, I don't think it was done to elevate Cody because it doesn't make sense.
I think the We Want Cody, the first initial day was probably organic. That was probably real fans. I think once they said it went like 24, 48 hours. And at one point when Pat Mack
72, bro.
Monday night, he said it was like 72 hours straight or whatever like that. At that point, was there play in the algorithm? Did WWE make a payment? They just started WWE Speed. That was their new announcement, right? So if you want to look at the back channels of everything of how relationships are formed, did WWE build this relationship with Twitter and X? And part of that, as Elon has apparently been known, because apparently there was some controversy that he pushed Mr. Beast's videos up to the charts, the algorithm in the background, basically making his video a paid ad without actually being like recognized as an ad. So there's some legal like ramifications that like countries like the EU, like England, right? Because they've got very strict online laws when it comes to advertisements and shit like that. So like I've read stuff like that. Like there's already some investigation into that. So like, was it pushed up into the charts? Was the We Want Cody hashtag pushed up in the charts due in part to the brand new relationship with WWE Speed now on X, right? Is that a test ground? Hey, we'll boost this. Let's boost this up so we can show you what we can do for you. I don't know. But this is just me connecting one dot to one dot from a corporate structure. I'm not saying anything is illegal, and I'm not saying it's not a bad marketing strategy. It's very smart. Everybody was talking about We Want Cody.
True, but speaking of Speed and WWE Speed, I couldn't help but notice that WWE.
Dude, I haven't had. I never got to have Speed. That sucks. If it had at least been around when I was an adult, I would have tried it once. You know.
Yeah. I won't go there, but
what is Speed? Like
what is Speed?
I don't even.
You want to know what Speed is, bro?
Upper, right? It's an upper drug, right?
Clearly, it's not a downer. I mean, look, the one thing, Speed's not really popular anymore. You know what I mean? Really, meth took over that.
Meth? Is that what it was? Okay, so meth took over.
No. Yeah, meth took over the Speed.
Popularity. That's what I'm saying. Meth took over the popularity of Speed. Okay.
But at one stage,
I never did the meth stuff either because meth. Well, I can't say I haven't. I've technically done amphetamine because they give me like medication when I was a kid. So like it never appealed to me.
We're live, pal.
It never appealed to me to do the meth stuff because it was just like, well, it was like already in my Ritalin and Adderall, so like it's not gonna get me high. Like I'm actually gonna be desensitized to this shit. You guys are getting high and probably having fun. Me, it's just gonna be like, cool. I can focus on doing things today.
Well, that's apparently what it does, right?
I mean, no, it does that for like people with like, you know, who have like, that's why if you, I mean, I'm not saying go do meth. I'm not saying go do meth. I'm not saying go do meth. Oh, crap. I'm not saying go do meth. I'm just saying you have a mental problem and your justification for using meth is because it's cheaper than the drug or you can't get the drug and you're doing it some sort of responsibly way. I'd be like, maybe, yeah, maybe that's possibly because some people need the amphetamine. I mean, methamphetamine is just like the uncompounded. It's the raw version, right? Not medically.
Right. It's
lab.
It's supposed to be the more pure version.
The pure version. There you go. So it's like
speed is all cut with all sorts of shit.
Okay. So that, I mean, so, and that's essentially what like Adderall, you know, Ritalin, all those psychoactive drugs that they give to people like who have ADHD.
Apparently that's really pure type of shit. The what's it called? Meth does the body good, MSG. That's according to the
not
professor.
Saying that. I'm not saying that. Don't quote me. I didn't say that. Don't quote me, boy.
This is the first, bro.
Don't quote me,
I can't believe
I didn't say
we're talking about meth right here on channel.
I'm just saying, if your justification to me, if I met you was, hey, I'm doing meth because I can't afford this and it helps me, I'd be like, yeah, okay, well, you know, as long as you're being responsible.
Oh boy.
I mean, what you do in your own home, as long as you get up every day, you go to work, and you don't fuck over people, I really don't know what you do in the privacy of your own home. Like, honestly,
you pay your debts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, I mean, really. Like, honestly, everybody makes such a big deal. Like, oh my god, this person's doing drugs. I'm like, oh, are you gonna do it now? No. Okay, then who cares? Like, you know, like they're at their house. Like, let them do their drugs. Now, if they burn down the building making meth, yeah, that's probably a problem. You know what I mean? Like,
this is where you should have had this cued in. Drugs are buying.
Yeah, Lab Rat's got a good point. Speaking about meth, let's talk about AEW.
Yeah, and apparently Pfizer meth is the shit, according to
I don't know. Yeah, that's the professor. That's what he's talking about. That's what he's talking about. The medication, the Pfizer stuff.
JM is in the house saying, "Margo Ray DeVito for life."
Make America great, Ray DeVito. Who's that guy? DeVito?
I have no idea. I don't know. Is he talking about Ray? The DeVito Mysterio? Is that who he's talking about?
I don't know. Is that podcast guy that Michael Rappaport guy was just on that Ben Hamid retweeted? Is that the same people? I don't. It just sounded like a DeVito.
I have no idea, but thank you for joining us, JM. But anyway,
another one here. Try what's it? Couponer?
Who's that? Oh, Josh.
TN Couponer.
Yeah, TN Couponer or Couponer, whatever you want to say. What does that even mean, Josh?
I thought it meant couponer. Like maybe he like a.
Hey, that's what I thought at first.
Tennessee couponer, like they make their money off doing couponing and stuff like that. Like, well, I don't know. It's hard to do that now. So if you know how to do it, props to you if you're actually doing the couponer.
And what I wanted to initially get at about WB Speed, God damn it, I could somehow Speed went to meth. But anyway,
5-minute matches.
5-minute matches, but I couldn't help but notice they would have had money if they called it WWE Quickie. Think about that.
You know,
oh yeah, pal, Quickie.
Here's my thought, and you know, I give WWE props for being ahead from a rights television standpoint when it comes to like always being ahead of the game and getting their money. But from a social media standpoint, I question this because X itself is a cesspool. And I hear all the time,
I hate the biggest cesspool.
X, Twitter, like I hate using it, right? And even more so now these days. So if WWE's market is trying to, you know, get viewers, you would think they'd be doing something on TikTok, right? They'd be doing some sort of TikTok show.
They have, they don't do a TikTok show, but they definitely have a presence on TikTok.
I know they have a presence, but it should be like WWE on the talk or whatever, Speeds, whatever you want to call it.
Speed is a bad name, dude.
Dumb name.
It's so dumb, bro. WWE
I mean,
Speed.
I get what they're saying. You know what they're trying to emphasize.
I know it's stupid though.
You know what I mean? But it's a very weird name. Yeah, and as adults, we go Speed like the drug. Like
yeah, I know. See what I mean? I know. And no, but really, yeah, that'd be Quickie though. Come on, like, even Quickie. Josh, if it could be a new show idea.
You know,
yeah, pal.
That was the original name, but then the Vince McMahon.
5-1 and done, bro. That's it. You know what I mean? Quickie. Boom, bang, gone. That's all it should be. I mean, come on. Make speed great again, apparently. Could be that.
Make speed.
WWE speed. Nothing gets your juices boiling like speed.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I guess that would have been best to replace it. Okay, so speed is that increases brain activity. The term speed is the street name for amphetamine sulfate or simply amphetamines. So basically what they did is they took down like the drugs, I'm assuming that I took, and then like chopped them down and mixed them up probably with other shit,
Chopped
right?
it
Like
up.
you're saying.
Yep.
And then that was the speed. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so basically I've taken that too, apparently. I've taken a form of that probably. Some sort of medication because, they mix shit up anyway. So there you go. So I've already taken it, and I got to tell you, I didn't like it. So fuck you, speed.
Fuck you, WWE. Fucking
No, I didn't say that.
Speed.
I said fuck you, speed.
I said that. I'm going to say it now.
You can say whatever you
WWE
want.
speed.
I'm
Anyway.
not jeopardizing my job I'm not jeopardizing my opportunity for a future job.
And just quietly, I just want to apologize to the big boss of this network. And I know Vin's one of them, but, our very own Vince Russo, we're just taking the piss on WWE speed. I'm just saying. All right.
They don't care. I'm just saying, I personally, I don't want to jeopardize my future by saying anything that bad about a company. I'll critique your content. That's different. And I'll critique your crazy former shitheading CEO guy. Yeah, that's fine.
Shitheading. You know what's funny? We got to do a review show, bro. The quickest 5-minute podcast in the history of podcasts, bro.
I don't know if we could do that. Like we've already been live.
I'm telling you, we're going to be in the Guinness Book of Records.
Minutes and we haven't even started talking about.
I know. All right. Let's get into AEW, shall we? And it was in Phoenix, Arizona.
That's right.
In your neck of the woods, kind of. I mean, you're not technically from there, but you're there right now. And for now, that is. And yeah. And dude, from television perspective, obviously I was at home watching it through the AI machine, right? Called a television, right? But I'm an AI also.
Mind control device.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? For the first time in a few weeks, the crowd seemed lively. Clearly, to me, the upper decks were pretty much empty from what I could see. But you know what? I noticed also that they turned off the blue lights. You know how they put the blue or red lights on the crowd so they can kind of hide the empty seats? They actually had them clear, like suddenly, which surprised me. So, I mean, was it lively? Was it as lively, as it came across through the television? Or I was just hearing things?
So I would say that in comparison to last year's Rampage to this year's Rampage, because I went to both Phoenix shows now 2 years in a row.
Right.
And I stayed for both Rampage. On this year's Rampage, I'd say a lot more people stayed for the Rampage, in my opinion, in regards to the show. Tony Khan came out after the show. I didn't record this one, but because I recorded the one he did before the show, which you can see in the HMG Facebook group or in the brand fan group. Or Tony Khan, welcome to Phoenix. Yes, that one's up there. But the after show, he came out. He thanked the fans of Phoenix. Said this being his second time coming back to the area. He really, I guess, was happy with the results of the first year's attendance. The second year, this year, they set up for like 5,200 or something like that, and they pretty much sold out their setup. So they didn't sell any tickets for those upper decks anyway. They just sold for their setup. So they sold, whatever it was, 5,000 tickets. But yeah, after the show, Tony Khan thanked the crowd, and then also he mentioned to the crowd that based on the fact that he appreciated that the crowd was lively and hot throughout the whole show, that he wanted to now bring a pay-per-view to Phoenix as well. So that got the crowd popping, and he told him to stick around for Rampage. I think the promotion to the crowd that they were going to get, like, I don't know if it was announced on Dynamite because I didn't watch Dynamite live on TV, right? I was already there in person. So I don't know if it was announced to the live television audience that Matt and Nick Jackson were going to be appearing on Rampage, but it was announced to the live crowd. So because it was announced,
it was announced on television also. Yeah.
Okay, it was. So then it was shown. So I think that was probably a good to keep the crowd around as well. They did that last year as well. They had the Bucks on a Rampage with Kenny Omega. last year against Aussie Open. That was a pretty good match in my opinion.
It was actually. I remember that.
Like I said, I liked. In fact, I've talked about this with my friends, and I've said this online. I thought Rampage last year when I went was better than the Dynamite show. Maybe because it was only an hour, but like it flowed better. Yeah. So I think they stuck around. They wanted to see the Bucks. So yeah, the crowd was lively. To answer your direct question, when it came to Rampage, the crowd was lively. I was in the HMG self-help group Wednesday night listening to Ben on Twitch while I had my headphones in. So like I was in the arena, full internet. I could hear what everybody in the chat room was saying and everybody was talking. And because Ben plays the audio, I could also hear how they were portraying the audience. And when it came to crowd being amped and excited, I felt like they were dead on. But there was a couple spots where like they had turned up the booing and other things, because like even I typed it out, I was like, why is the gain so high on this? I was like, the crowd is not this loud right now. I'm sitting right here. Like it's not really, no one is like not that excited, and no one is not that loud. So there was a couple times where they may have just, turned the volume up to make it appear that not like piping in, but just turning it up the audience to loud volume.
Extra mics even maybe. Right.
Yeah, to make it appear louder than it actually was.
All right. Well, look, for me, watching it as a viewer, I'm not going to lie. Even though the Swerve Hangman, debacle or feud, it was 35 minutes plus or 38 minutes, dude, or something like that. It was a great match.
Yeah, we talked about this on Dynamite too. I was just like, this was long for the crowd because, like,
it gassed them, dude.
As soon as that match was over, I watched like a third of the crowd stand up because they probably had to go to the bathroom or they had to go get something to drink or whatever it was. And I watched a lot of people miss the 5-minute thing afterward with Swerve. Swerve was like 5 more minutes. Like, I had a buddy who was sitting across the section because he bought his tickets for his brothers and his wife back in December, just for a Christmas present. Because we hadn't even really discussed going this year. So because I hit him up, I was like, hey, are you gonna go to the show? He's like, yeah, actually we got him. We did this. We got it for Christmas. We're doing the family thing this year. I was like, okay. So I just bought a single ticket, right? Day of show or whatever it was, the day before, for $20. Still got decent.
I was gonna ask you that. Was it $20?
Yeah, still got decent seats. I just wasn't on hard cam. That's all you're paying for at that point. It's same sections as far as like distance to the ring and what you're going to see.
Absolutely, right.
It's just, it all becomes about, I want to be on hard cam so you can see me. And because you're paying for that extra $40-$50 to be on hard cam or whatever. And I didn't feel like doing it this year. We did it last year. I didn't really care this year.
Was the hard camera side pretty empty as it usually is?
No. Are you talking about like on the opposite side where you couldn't see? Sorry.
Where you couldn't see, right? Yeah.
Right.
On the hard camera side, literally where the hard camera is, right?
I posted the video in the group as well, just of like a panoramic shot of me going back and forth, panning from one side of the arena to the other. They basically filled what's called the J hook. So like one side of the arena, and then it turns into kind of like a J, right? And then
instead of a horseshoe, it's a J, literally,
exactly,
right?
J hook. So on the hard cam side, there were people there, but it was sporadic. My thought was, and I can't confirm this, but I thought maybe walk-ups. Maybe it was walk-ups people and they just kind of threw them over there on that side for extra seating, because it wasn't a lot. Maybe family members too. I don't know. Could have been extras. Could have been local wrestlers. Who knows? But there was people scattered about there. No, there's a lot of, Arizona's got a pretty thriving independent wrestling scene. So it could have been.
For sure. Underrated too. As in the indie scene in Arizona. But, yeah, no, that's a good take, man. Like I said, I stayed off social media all week this week, dude. So I didn't actually notice the videos. Actually, it was John Enright that actually told me that on the Smack Attack. You probably heard that. And I'm like, oh, shit. But in saying that, look, I just wanted to do the quick take. If you want to know MSG's thoughts about Dynamite in particular, you can check out the Lighting the Fuse with himself. Oh, sorry. Did I say Lighting the Fuse?
You did say
lighting a joint.
Light the Fuse.
I mean, okay. Light the Fuse.
Former HMG producer of the year, and I have a hammy as well to prove it.
Got a hammy.
I have a medal too. So
look at that, the hammy, dude. I botched the first time I was trying to present. Oh my god, here I am. I'm botching myself now. Present a hammy. Look at that. The hammy of the year goes to the EVP of HMG.
The year 2020 MSG.
Did we do one last? And we did. Did we have a Hammies?
I thought you guys did. I don't know.
I don't think we did actually, dude.
Yeah, Rick, where's the
2023.
goddamn hammies?
We didn't, dude. No shit, we didn't, man.
And I
don't
should
think we
win. I
did.
should get an award for comeback kid of the year because I came back last year.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
just
back.
saying, where's my damn award? I need another hammy.
Absolutely. Hey, look, Labrat said that's a good looking hand, pal.
Good looking hand. It does, sometimes at night I just touch myself with it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Sometimes when I'm alone, I'm just like, I really wish I could get a hand from Ben Hameen. I just place it on my shoulder, and I'm like, it's like he's right there guiding me. He's guiding me along.
Oh God, you got to do that for a fucking laugh, dude. That'd be a funny little gimmick. But thank you, Liz, because no shit, we've been doing this podcasting for a few years now, and 2 years ago felt like last year for a moment because it felt like yesterday. But yeah, there actually wasn't a hammies this or last year.
No hammies. All right, Rick, I'm gonna hit you up now. Somebody, Kaz doesn't listen to this show.
Where's Kaz?
Kaz never listens to this fucking show.
No,
Kaz,
he does. He pops up.
He
and
does.
then he
All right,
promotes us.
Kaz, if you listen to this fucking show, you better clip this. Send it to Rick. Where's the goddamn hammies?
Oh, you know what's funny, dude? I noticed John Enright. I don't think you realize who Kaz is. Absolutely.
MSG left and they retired the awards. I know. Thank you. I appreciate it. No, they did it in 2022 because I remember.
Yeah, I was part of that one.
Yeah,
and
I
year
got
before.
nominated too. It was weird. Like the South Park show got nominated, and I was thinking, we haven't been on the net. I was like, we haven't been on the network now in like a year. Why did we get nominated? But okay, I'll take the nomination. So
hey, the listeners spoke, bro. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Come on, dude. I mean, seriously, you're a lot more popular than you realize.
We nominated, so thank you for nominating my South Park show. That was nice.
Absolutely. But anyway, let's get into Rampage, though, shall we? Because
let's talk about as it emanated from the Footprint Center in Phoenix, Arizona, to a sold-out crowd of set up of 5,000 people.
Oh yeah, pal. But why the Footprint Center? What's up with that? Why?
Oh well, I mean, it's just based.
What's
on
with the name?
Just based on sponsorship.
Yeah, but what is that? What is the Footprint? I mean, I keep thinking of the Foot Soldiers from Ninja Turtles.
So Footprint is like a company, right?
Okay, clearly.
Yeah, I mean,
do they print feet, or is that what they do? Or I'm serious. I'm joking, but it's just a weird name. A weird name for an arena, also.
Yeah,
seriously.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know much about it. Maybe they're an athletic company or something like that. I mean,
athletics, huh? I've never heard of it.
I don't know. Well, maybe somebody in the chat can let us know because I'm googling it. Let me see. What is Footprint from Footprint Center? What is Footprint? Footprint.
I bet you it's a printing company.
It says Footprint aims to eliminate single-use plastic with cups, lids, cartons, and other food packaging that can be recycled or used as compost. So they're, I guess, a going green kind of company.
Well, shouldn't they call themselves? I get why the Footprint now, right? I get
they're an engineering company that wants to eliminate
the carbon footprint.
Yeah, they're a carbon emission company. They're a single. Right. They want to eliminate single-use plastic and use the Sun's Home complex to test new technologies. That's interesting. There you go.
Maybe
Footprint Center. I whatever. It used to be called different things. The United Arena back in the day or something like that.
They're changing shit these days.
They call Chase Fields or whatever it's called. I don't even know. I still call it Chase Field. I think the Diamondback Stadium is now something else. Bank One. Oh, and people still call it Bank One Ballpark because that's what it was called back in the day too. So everybody's had the Staples Center. I'm never gonna call it the
right. I was gonna say
arena. Fuck
you
that.
read my mind. I was gonna say the exact same thing. You know what I mean? Like the Staples Center is always gonna be the Staples Center.
I don't care if it's the name of the fucking company. It's the Staples Center. Okay, it's the house that Kobe built.
Yeah, well, it's true. And Shaq. Come on, Shaq is a big part of that.
Yeah, but that's the house that Kobe built for sure.
It's definitely Kobe's.
And
Phil
fetish. Phil Jackson, he's got some foot fetish. That's what it is. That's
Phil the real deal Jackson.
I hate feet.
Yeah. So do I actually, feet. Man. It's pretty feral. I don't understand motherfuckers that love sucking on feet.
I don't understand looking at them. I don't like bare feet. Like people are like, "Oh, what do you mean?"
Dirty bare feet, especially, bro.
I'm like, bro, I wear socks all the time. They're like, "Do you wear socks?" I'm wearing socks right now, dog. Like I wear socks when I'm sleeping. The only time I don't wear socks are when I take a shower or I'm in the pool. That's it.
Well, you think, right? I mean, but like Elizabeth says,
sometimes on the beach, I'll wear sandals. You're not gonna wear socks. That's weird. Then you get sand in your socks.
Yuck, that's a bad feeling too, bro. Actually, just the thought of it. But like he says, feet are icky. not
that
sticky.
Valhalla
Can
chick,
be.
I watched her on Raw the last 2 weeks. I'm like, oh,
Speaking of feet, I mean, she looks like
I'm
a
not
dirty.
the biggest Toni Storm fan, but people at least like she seems to clean her feet when they're on camera, so I can't hate on. I still hate them. I don't like them. They're disgusting.
So wait, you can actually say that Toni Storm's feet are actually clean?
I mean, she doesn't wrestle in like bare feet. You know what I mean? So like most of the time when she's taking her shoes off, they're not like dirty on camera. Whereas when you watch that Valhalla chick, they're dirty. You know what I mean? So you even got, and then they zoom in on it, and you're just like, "What are you doing? I don't want to see this." Nasty.
Valhalla, holla, holla.
I'm not hollering at that. That's nasty.
Oh, hell no. Well, anyway, enough of the feet.
Rick, how are you?
That's basically how I end up feeling.
I can't believe we're still talking about feet. But we're back on Rampage at the Footprint Center, as we said. And the first match of Rampage kicks off with the Undisputed Kingdom defeating the Best of Friends. I didn't really care about this match, Matt. I'm not going to lie. Exactly. I just didn't care. And why should I care? Why is this match really a thing? I mean, cool. I know they're probably...
This is just to extend this storyline between Roddy and Orange Cassidy, because Roddy's going after the International Championship. So that's all this is to extend that storyline between the Best Friends and the Undisputed, because they're building up to this March, because they painted themselves into a corner and made the match 6 weeks out. I'm not going to wrestle you.
Oh, my God. That reminds me.
So now they're coming up. They have to come up
dumb.
with stupid things every week to try and elongate this feud, rather than having the match and then maybe having Roddy win or by disqualification, or having Orange win by disqualification, so Roddy still gets a rematch. There's tons of things that could be doing. Could be having them doing tag matches. But instead, I'm not going to fight you for 6 weeks. It's like, okay,
that's
cool.
all right, dude.
I'll come back in 6 weeks then to this feud.
Don't call me. I'll call you. You know what I mean? Like,
so instead now they're, they got to mix in the other guys, right? This was this Taven and Bennett that was in this match?
Yeah, more like Canellis and Taven.
The Ring of Honor tag team champions or whatever as well. So like, I get it. Good for them getting
They're
TV
a big
time.
deal, bro.
The match wasn't bad. It's just like,
No.
whatever. I don't care.
It wasn't bad, right? Technically, but again, like I just didn't really care for any of these guys. I mean, I don't mind the Kingdom, but right now I don't even like this devil shit. It's stupid. Wardlow's an idiot, just quietly. I mean, this guy is just a follower. Clearly. Yeah, not a leader.
As we've talked about on Dynamite over the weeks, it just feels like Wardlow is the new kid at school, and his teacher was like, the teacher went to the cool kids and was like, "Hey guys, I'd really appreciate it if you just let Wardlow hang out with you."
Yeah,
show
he's a
him
little bit
around,
sensitive,
make him feel part of the group, because he's really going through this stuff. And they're like, this guy's 6'5", 6'7", and we're all under 6 feet. Heck yeah, we want this guy to hang out with us. It'll make us look bigger and better when we do things. So they get Wardlow to hang out, and you're, like I said, just how I watch it, it literally feels like I'm watching a guy hang out with the wrong clique at school. It's very odd. It's very weird. I don't understand. He looks uncomfortable. I don't understand. They're all trying to you got Adam Cole on commentary trying to sell me on why they're friends and stuff like that, but they never had there's no substance to why they're together. Like, we know why Wardlow's pissed at Max, so it made sense for him to be part of the attacking group, let's say,
but not the Max group.
Yeah, but there's never some resonation there on why Max why Wardlow and the rest of anybody from the Kingdom are our friends in any way.
Dude,
so because there's no connection there, I don't care. And to be honest, it's maybe got somebody pointed out, has been like, say, the Stooges are always listening. The last couple of weeks, at least he looks like he's in character, wearing the right clothes now. Looks like he's at least part of the group. But for weeks there, he was coming out there and it didn't even look like he wanted to be there. You know what I mean?
Do you blame him?
No, I don't. But at the same time, step up for yourself, bro, and be like, hey, I'm not doing that. No, I'm more look at me. I'm 6'6". I'm, 240 pounds soaking wet. You built me up to be this monster, and then you took it all away.
Dude,
Elizabeth's
like
got a
Lab Rat
point.
says,
They're the ones doing
bring
Wardlow's
Jeffrey
homework.
back.
You know what? You know what, Liz? If that was the storyline, like if Wardlow was the leader of the group and they were all his minions, I could get on board with that because that actually makes sense logically from like a physicality standpoint. But like, and then I could be like, all right, well then play into it, play into the high school bullshit of the jock getting the nerds to do his bidding. Do that. But they're not even, that's simple. They're not even doing that. That's into their 80s shit. You'd think they'd be doing it. As we talked about Dynamite, everybody seems to be into this 80s look now, Magnum TA type. Fucking the Young Bucks are wearing oversized suits and stuff like that. So everybody's into this 80s nostalgia kick because that's cool, brother. So,
God. He should be like, that'll work for me, brother.
That'll work for me, brother.
But he said it works for me, brother. That always works for me, brother. You know what? Wardlow, exactly what Labrat said. He's a special kind of cat, bro. And I think he means, very special. Like
I think when Wardlow's contract ends, hopefully WWE gives him a call. That's what I'm hoping.
Well, I'm glad you said hopefully because you know what they did to him when he had a tryout at WWE? I don't know if you've heard this or not.
I heard that
it came out of his mouth. Right. They told him you'll never be a pro wrestler.
Well, I know. Well, now he's gone out, he's proved it. And also the regime has been changed. What's at the time, wasn't it, who was the guy before? No, I'm saying down in NXT. Who was the guy before?
You're talking about the humorous one, Hugh Morris. That's his wrestling name from WCW, but his actual name is Bill. Bill fucking, what's his last name again?
Yeah, I know you're talking about that guy. Before Prince Albert, before that guy.
Prince Albert was there too, though, I think, at the time.
I think he came afterwards, though, I thought, to take over.
I'm not sure about that. I thought they were there at the same time, but who cares?
The Motts or something like that?
Bill DeMott, that's it. Bill DeMott.
That guy was there. So that guy's, that's different. It's been 10 years now, right? So, like, I'm sure if he showed up in NXT now, they would book him correctly. And Triple H and the rest of them, and Shawn Michaels would be like, oh my God, yeah, like, we got another big monster.
Well, no. Well, first of all, imagine he did have his own group.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, he just comes across like you said earlier, like
he needs better content. I'm just saying when he doesn't have a bad delivery. He doesn't have a bad voice for a big guy. You know what I mean? Like Brock Lesnar. Right. When you first heard his voice for the first time, you were like,
it'd be a high pitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very high pitch. Wardlow's got a very he does have I'm Wardlow kind of like normal. I'm gonna take you down, Max. Like he's got a very big bassy voice. So, like, if you gave him good content that was short, cut to the point, that was, effective, I'm sure he could pull it off.
Well, I think Liz thinks...
if WWE puts out some of the garbage that we've seen, I'm sure he could do it.
Well, nothing is better than Wardlow until we see Jeffrey. Yeah, justice for Jeffrey. Just for Jeffrey.
They really cut out Jeffrey there. Like at least if they're gonna play the game with the stupid giraffe, keep playing the game with it.
Absolutely. And Javi says, "Who Elizabeth? You don't know the giraffe?
It was the stuffed giraffe in the background that the kingdom
with
had
the kingdom, right?
Adam Cole,
exactly.
Body strong freaking vignette pack. Adam, and he's at his house or whatever. He's got a stupid giraffe. That was dumb.
It was cute though, dude. He even had a little neck gimmick too. You know what I mean? Neck strong, bro. Come on. I mean, you don't like Jeffrey? I mean, but you know what's funny about Roddy, man? When he sees Samoa Joe, he's like, Samoa!
Yeah, he got to him.
Yeah, it makes me laugh, dude. That makes me laugh, but it's stupid. It's real stupid. But Wardlow, look, man, I was a big fan of his initially, but I'm not going to lie. TK and the band, the EVPs, literally have made me hate this guy now because of how badly they botched it. Right?
Oh, well,
think about it.
Him.
Not literally. I don't mean that. I don't hate anybody.
In the character, you're saying, right? His on-screen character. You don't like his character. No, I get that. Like, because the thing is, I've gone to a multiple amount of AEW events now, and I've gone to the AEW like all access fests or whatever and stuff like that. And like, I can just say, like, from a personal human standpoint, he seems like he's a genuine guy. He interacts with everybody wholesomely, always smiling. Like, he just seems like he's a good guy, like, in general. Right now, he seems like he's in a position he doesn't want to be in because he doesn't feel like he's probably being utilized correctly because they've got, other quote unquote big name stars that Tony Khan loves.
Big name stars, if you get my drift.
Or they've got big name stars they don't utilize correctly. That being, a guy like Moxley, or a guy
Moxley.
like Edge or Christian. Sorry, Adam Copeland. I mean, they're using Christian and Adam Copeland, I guess, effectively, but those guys are doing their own.
Are they really though? I mean, they stopped. What happened to the feud? They just stopped
they had to
for a couple of weeks.
They had to cool it down a little bit. I don't mind them cooling them down the feud right now because Adam Copeland's got to work his way back up. So I get that. Yeah. I don't mind them cooling down the feud in that regard, but that's his goal. That's still in the background. He's doing this Cope Ope challenge or whatever it is, so that way he can build his rankings to get back to Christian. So that's still kind of there in the background. If they had done something similar like that, as me and Ben had mentioned on Dynamite with Swerve and Hangman during the Intercontinental Breakfast Championship tournament, where like Swerve or Hangman interfered on each other, that would have made sense. But they didn't even do that. They just put it on ice for 7 weeks and they came back to it. So you didn't have that luring in the background to kind of always remind you. You know what I mean? So sometimes they do it right and sometimes they do it wrong. That's the problem I mentioned at the top of the show. You got these companies who are like, 1 week we do something great and the next week we don't follow it up, or we don't follow it up for 2 months. And then I'm just supposed to be like, yeah, awesome. Oh yeah, I remember. Man.
Yeah, Tony. And no, but really there are a lot of those fans, which is bizarre to me. But nothing beats watch next week like announcing a show 5 weeks from now. So fuck next week, fuck the week after, fuck the week after that.
Yeah, it was a dumb announcement. Once again, Phoenix utilized again. They made an announcement last year when I was there, because I remember me and my friend Kavi going to the show. Shout out my boy Kavi. And I was like, I wonder what the announcement's going to be. Blah, blah, blah. This could be cool. Maybe we'll actually get something interesting. And then it was just like, coming up in whatever amount of time. We got a show coming up. Blah, blah, blah. It might have been the Wembley. They might have made the Wembley announcement last year.
Oh, my God. Yeah, it was a year in advance. Don't you remember? Oh, that's this year.
Or something. Like, it was last February, the same time frame. So, it was the first time to Phoenix. I know they made a reference about another big show coming up. And we were like, okay, cool. I don't care, folks. I'm in Phoenix. And then again, you do it again. I don't understand. Those type of announcements are things you can do on your social media. Do a press release, or you do it in the middle of something else. I don't know, but you don't, or you have a pre-tape. I don't care. Something. You don't do it to the live crowd.
Oh, pre-tape that shit, man.
Something. You don't do it to the live crowd and be like, hey, we're coming in, blah, 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 Phoenix. We're going to do a huge announcement on Dynamite this week, and we're all excited. What's it going to be? Are they going to announce Sasha Banks? Are they going to announce Okada? Is Will Ospreay finally here? No, we're going big business. That's for Sasha
With dollar signs. Yeah,
Monet
exactly.
is gonna debut. That's for your reals here in Boston.
And get this, what's even funnier, right? Yeah, not only Boston at the TD Garden Arena. The Garden. Yeah, chow there. Oh, chow there. Yeah, whatever. The Boston accent's the most bizarre thing I've ever heard. But anyway.
Who are you, Bill? Huh? Who are you, huh? A Massachusetts fucking police over here,
huh? It's kind of like, actually, they pronounce words similar to the way we pronounce words too. Yeah, exactly. Water. You know what I mean?
Just park the car.
Yeah, the car. They say it exactly like we do. The car. You know what I mean? Park the car. I mean, but I always say chow there. I always think it's Simpsons. You know what I mean? Chow there.
Well, but actually, I mean, we don't need to get in the dialect. That's a different form of Boston accent. There's different forms of Boston accents.
What are you alluding to there, Matthew?
No, I'm just saying there's like the JFK.
I know what you're saying. Right.
You know what I mean? There's like that JFK Boston type accent, and there's like Mayor Quimby from The Simpsons, right?
Yeah.
More of your Mark Wahlberg, accent, Boston, right? There's different variations of the Boston accent. Just like there's different variations of the New York accent.
I was going to say, I mean, they're kind of similar, but I find the Boston one sounds sort of a more dumbed down version of the New York accent, if that makes kind of sense. Sorry, peeps. I said it.
One third of the audience.
I said it. Right. It's all right. Look, I've got an Australian accent.
I didn't say that. Liz, I never said that. He said that. I remember.
Hey, Liz, like Liz would care, nasal sounding. I mean, yeah, it'd be, chow there. Exactly, nasal. But anyway.
See, you're pissing off the audience.
Yeah, he's like, fuck Boston. Fuck Beantown. But anyway, we love you, Boston, I think. not really. But fuck the Celtics at least, and the Red Sox. But
Celtics.
anyway, yeah,
we all agree there.
Fuck the Celtics. But
baseball's not my thing. But fuck the Celtics.
But just remember though,
your jersey is my team, so represent.
Technically, I'm not a Lakers guy. I just like the I've got heaps of different jerseys, obviously, but I'm a Bulls fan, like a real big Bulls fan. But we're idiots. Anyway, I don't even want to go there. Put it that way. But they can never get it right, man, anymore, even with good fucking players. But anyway, who cares about the Bulls right now? But I just don't understand the way TK made that announcement, dude. Right? It was like it's.
I thought you meant TKO for a second. I was like, oh, all right, TK. Tony Khan.
Did I say Nick Khan? Did I say Nick Khan?
When you said TKF for whatever reason, I thought TKO.
Oh, company. Okay, sorry. No,
I got what you're saying.
I said TK.
Tony Khan. When Tony Khan made the announcement about Phoenix, go ahead.
Yeah, like it's going to change the landscape of professional wrestling, apparently, and then WWE flopped their,
their
TKOs out.
Here's what you do, and I'm gonna tell you how to do this, and this is the simplest thing that they. Guess what? They did it.
You're right.
Getting so amped up here. They did it back in the 70s. Okay, all you had to do for the next March 13th, so a month away. All you had to do for the next 4 weeks was just show like cryptic video package. Just do that. Show me a cryptic video package.
Put some effort, right?
Yeah, show a cryptic video package. I mean, I'm not saying you still can't do it, but it's kind of ruined now at this point with the logo and everything. You know what I mean? Like it's big business. So it's kind of
with dollar signs.
We all know it's gonna be Monet, so it's like why didn't you could have done some sort of you can do some sort of cryptic videos to say, hey, Monet's coming, whatever.
I mean,
make
have a coin in the background.
Make dollar ching sound effects or something. I don't know.
Yeah, something.
Cash
I mean,
register,
shit.
whatever.
Cash register, absolutely. Ching, ching, ching. I'm rich, bitch.
I like the Dave Chappelle reference. You don't think I got PlayStation? I'm rich, bitch. in your face.
Yeah. Love that, man. Speaking of cunts, I think.
Hey, look, it's fucking Pierce.
It's the biggest cunt of them all.
My name's Pierce Austin, yeah? And I'm fucking bald, and I got a fucking radio show. I fucking interview everybody on the radio. Let me make a fucking clip where I fucking don't know what's fucking going on for the fucking viewer, because I don't fucking live in Australia! All right, I love you, Pierce. I love you.
We both don't exist, though, Matt. Oh, sorry, Matthew, on this occasion.
Yeah, I'm talking to AI right now, so that's what you should change your name to bloody AI. That's really what this is.
Not bloody Rhea Ripley. Then how does Rhea Ripley exist?
I just talk like fucking Pierce for the rest of the fucking show. Welcome back to the Pierce Austin Show. I'm the fucking best podcast in the fucking world.
I don't know why I'm laughing, because it's like you're giving me shit, but you know what I mean? That's funny, though. It's like, I'm the dad bod god.
Welcome back to my show.
I love Pierce, man.
In the fucking world, you listen to my fucking show.
Now we sound like we're taking the piss, but we love you, bro. Now, come on, go check out his show, though. So, as everybody does. Hey, Pierce, man. What, you're a sex machine? Apparently he's an AI generated
he's an AI
sex machine.
Whoa.
Wow. Yeah.
It's awesome show. I'm an AI generated sex machine. Fuck Vince McMahon, you took my job, yeah?
Yeah, I was going to say that. I was just going to say, well, I know a sex machine. Just saying.
All right, Rampage. Undisputed wins this match. Thoughts on the match?
Do.
Moving on.
No thoughts at all.
All right.
Really? I didn't care about the match. I don't know. I couldn't get into it.
And Beretta took the fall. So, Tony Schiavone, I guess, mentioned that Cole is still in a walking boot, but still chooses to use a wheelchair.
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah,
I mean, why?
It said, I guess, I don't know, you guys got on the television side, Rampage actually had entrances for the match. It didn't just start hot.
Oh, sorry.
Daddy Magic, by the way, I will say I booed him. when he got announced, I was like,
come on, man.
Daddy Magic.
Hey, what's up wrong with you, huh, Matthew? I can't even do what
I'm not a big Daddy Magic fan. So.
Oh man, he's an idiot. I mean, who says as a gimmick?
As a wrestler, I am.
I'm
not a fan
my tits are hard.
Daddy Magic is good in small doses. Like when he's just doing his quick little things backstage or really quick. Like it can be good, but like when I have to hear him for an hour, no, I'm good. I don't need to hear you and your gimmick for a full hour, dude.
He's all right on commentary. I'll give him that. He's not as
it's
crazy.
a full hour. I don't need to hear him for a full hour.
But that's true too. But anyway, after the match, though, we see Undisputed Kingdom set up their chairs inside the ring, which Strong uses to destroy Romero once again with his finisher. The heels run off as Cassidy gets back in the ring. A little too late, though. I mean, stop putting your hands in your pocket, Orange, and maybe you would have got there in time.
Pockets.
I mean, just a word of it. Yeah, pockets. Just a word of advice. Anyway, speaking of pockets, and maybe they run deep because it's our favorite boys.
Go ahead.
Oh, shit. Yeah, play that, actually. That's perfect. Play it, dude. Absolutely. And we see the true EVPs in, what is it? Matthew and Nicholas Jackson.
Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. Call them by their God-given name.
Keep playing that tune because they were like a bunch of Sonic. It was Sonic and Tails, bro. I mean,
this match was fast. Like we knew what it was. Like the guys are local guys. I want to say. I've already put their names over. It was like Mondo and something else. They're trained.
Was it Reap or something? I can't remember the other guy's name. The Puerto Rican looking dude.
They're local guys, but they're local from the area, if you will. I know that one of the guys, like I said, I put him over. He's trained with like Sin Bodhi, and he's also trained with like Booker T and other people like that. And blah,
really?
blah. Like one of the guys, and like you have to imagine the other guy is going to be just as trained as his tag team partner. So like they seem to have a good background and good base. But this was a squash match, right? Just to get over and talent enhancement. I mean, the guys came out with their suits on, so they weren't even in actual gear, right?
Yeah, I mean. They're wearing them since last Wednesday, apparently, Matthew.
Yeah, I mean,
Wednesday.
I thought that was funny, like because I was like when they came out and he started talking about Wednesday. I was like, we just saw you like 30 minutes ago. What do you mean? You know, like I get it, but it's for live. It's for the TV show. Yeah, I'm one of those guys at wrestling events that you probably should not have your kids around because I'm just yelling out shit.
Well, first of all, they come to the ring and they got
yell at a lot of things at WWE shows. That's probably why I don't go to those shows.
Oh no, they've got more class. They're more classy over there at WWE. They love shitting on heads.
Well, I just don't want to yell the wrong thing around kids because there's more kids at like WWE shows. I'm not saying there isn't kids at AEW shows. I saw kids.
What would a kid like AEW
laughing when I said things around their kids? So like I knew I had the green light. Like okay, you're cool with this. Like you knew what you're getting into when you brought your kid here. Like.
I mean, seriously. But anyway, so Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, the Jacksons, right? Basically, they walk to the ring with new cheesy entrance music. Oh, sorry, Sonic and Tails Jackson. Sonic Jackson.
I guess the music wasn't played very loud over the comms. So I'll have to go back and check it out.
We could come up with so much better than this. Was just pathetic, lazy. It was just some weird, I think, piano riff. Some stupid shit. Dude, it was generic as generic.
Generic as generic.
Yeah, like, I mean, it couldn't get more generico than El Generico. But no, seriously. And they came out with the fakest looking blood. I don't know, on a 4K TV, it looked pretty fucking fake. And you know what else I noticed? In part of the blood splatter, I noticed a little smiley face, which makes it a little more suspect, shall I say, that the blood was fake. Because what was their little smiley face sort of image doing on one of the Jacksons?
Is it?
On the jacket, yeah. Which is weird. I'm like, what the hell? That's fake blood. And I didn't know blood was kind of watermelon looking sort of color.
I kind of like it. But I play piano, so I'm a keys player. So like I'm a mark for piano. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I like the video. I like this EVP look thing they got going.
I kind of do too, because they're douchebags, right, about it, which is fine. But all they're only doing this so they knew they were going to get booed initially. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, they end up defeating, though, two local guys in Mondo Rocks and Robbie Litt.
Yeah, but Mondo Rocks and Robbie Litt, they're both from the Vegas, Phoenix market area, yeah.
Yeah, what are names? Mondo Rocks. I mean, yeah. And Robbie Litt something. What was he lighting? A dynamite stick?
He was lighting the fuse.
Ah, good. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Touche. touche. But anyway, so yeah, it was a bit of a longish. It wasn't long. Don't get me wrong, but it
was fast.
They could have. Yeah, like it could have been ended in under a minute. They went probably 5 minutes.
Well, you got to give them a little bit of time. Give the local talent. It's a Rampage show, and they got to draw a little bit of time.
I guess you're
quick
right.
Match, you make the fans sit around for an hour to watch the Young Bucks wrestle after the show is over. They're gonna be pissed, right? So you got to at least give them 5 minutes for the Young Bucks.
Well, hey, I'm not the biggest Bucks fan, right? I'm not get me wrong,
like over the top fan. Like I like the Bucks. In fact, I like this. Dude. This is the version of the Bucks I like. This is them getting back to this Bullet Club, fuck the system stuff is why I like the Young Bucks in the first place. So like, I like what they're doing now for sure.
Dude, I was a fan of theirs before AEW, like while they were in Ring of Honor in Japan. No, I hated Generation Me, bro. I hated Generation Me.
Loved it.
I kid you not. This sort of goes full circle.
So many people were so mad that they kept winning the fucking tag team titles back then when TNA put straps on them. They loved Generation Me. So I
hated that name. But they're still Nick and Matt Jackson, except they were Generation Me.
Think about Ben talks about how their whole gimmick, right, was making fun of the business. I mean, Generation Me is making fun of instead of Generation X, it's Generation Me, right?
Exactly.
So like it's still a rib on the business itself. So I don't know. But yeah, Styles and the Bucks are Ring of Honor. I've been big AJ Styles fan, my favorite wrestler since I was like 15. So
me too, bro. I mean, I've followed his whole career, dude. He made me laugh. I was watching. He's a character. You know, he's a good Christian boy, right? I'm talking about AJ Styles. I was watching a wrestling iceberg on YouTube a couple of weeks ago, right? And this made me laugh. I'm not saying it's right. So anyone listening, don't get offended. I'm just telling you what AJ Styles said, right?
Okay.
So a gay listener, he was on a podcast, right?
Trigger warning.
No. Right. Well, yeah. I had to warn just in case.
Trigger warning.
Well, anyway, he was on a podcast, right? And someone called in who was a gay person, right?
Okay.
And he's spilling his guts, dude. Literally saying, AJ, he asks him this straight up. How does it feel being like? And I'm cutting a long story short. How does it feel being like an icon in the gay community, right? And you think he's gonna respond positive, right? He's like, what? The gays? Like that, the way he said it, bro. I was like, oh, what the fuck? What a funny guy, bro. Like offended, bro. Like, I mean, offended. He's like, they're gays. You gotta check it out.
I'm gay? That's fine. I'm married. I have kids. What you mean I'm gay?
He was so fucking offended.
What you mean I'm gay? Fuck.
He was offended, bro. Like, no shit. I'm like, wow. Like, no shit. And he used the F word, too. And I'm not talking about the 4-letter one.
I'm talking about the 4-letter.
Yeah, no shit. That came out of AJ's mouth. That shocked me more because he doesn't swear. You know what I mean? But I guess he's
way too much.
Very Christian.
Just like
he's straight up.
Kids. He really does have 4 kids. Okay.
You just got to hear the way he said it. You'll laugh. You'll be on the floor, man. I'm telling you now, it was just hilarious. But yeah, he really made me laugh. So shout out to AJ, I guess, who I never thought would have said anything like that, but he did.
When I was 15, I had a picture of him, like when he had short hair, and this was like a picture from like
the you are, I am days.
Yeah, no, this was like from a magazine. This was from like the PWI back then, the Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazine, when they actually used to put out magazines back in the day. Like you could buy them in stores and stuff like that. So like,
I used to buy them all the time.
I think I had a picture that was taken from like Bill Apter, someone.
Oh, Bill Apter was the best during those days.
So I think I had like a picture of that or something like that, and I had it like in my high school binder, and I remember walking around, people be like, "Who's that?" I'm like, "That's AJ Styles." Blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? So, like, I've been a big fan of Styles from the get-go. So, anyway, let's move on to the next match here. While you're setting up whatever you're setting up, they had another CMLL talent. It was in action this week. It was Mystico, formerly known as Sin Cara, taking on Matt Sydal. They had
this is a flashback.
Two masked luchadors. Yeah, it was like there was kind of a pop from the crowd because I think the crowd didn't really understand at first until the murmur started to happen when people started to say that's Sin Cara, and people are like, wait a minute, that's Sin Cara? And they're like, that's Sin Cara. That's Mystico. That's Sin Cara. And as soon as people kind of got that, being that the demographic is a lot more Latino in the area, I think the match started to pick up a little bit better probably in the second half.
Well, his actual look is exactly what his look was in WWE as Sin Cara, as Mystico. And I'm not talking about, or Matthew, we ain't talking about Hunico, who became the second version of Sin Cara. We're talking about the OG, right? Exactly. You know, he's a real gangster dude, bro. He pulled out a gun on Alberto Del Rio. No shit, dude.
Fuck with those people, bro.
And that's what, apparently he's a real hard motherfucker, man. Apparently, I mean, clicked up. That's what Del Rio said, even on a shoot interview.
I would like to say from a live standpoint, I definitely felt like there was an energy shift in this match. People did kind of get excited once. I mean, in general, the population of Arizona is a larger demographic of Latino Hispanic.
Oh, so absolutely.
Seeing a luchador on the show the luchadors got over with a live crowd. I don't know how it appeared.
No, they did.
Okay, so they did. Okay, so from both Dynamite and Rampage, yeah, I expect them to because it's a hot market for sure for luchador wrestling. So of course they were going to get them out. CML has got a presence here in Arizona. They do shows here like once a year too, or something like that, like a Taco Fest or the Chandler Fest or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So like I've seen them wrestle. So the crowd was hot for Mystico. And again, even more, I felt like that shift. Like I heard people literally going like, no, that's Sin Cara. That's Sin Cara. And like, yeah, no, that's Sin Cara. It's like I heard people around.
So people were still second guessing, like they weren't sure.
Well, I just don't.
Fascinating, actually.
I just don't think people realized it first because, like, an unannounced match that you don't know, right? You're just sitting there in the crowd, and all of a sudden, you're sitting there, and a guy named Mystico comes out, and then it goes, "Holy shit, that's Sin Cara!" And people are like, "What? No, that's Mystico. No, that's fucking Sin Cara." And people are like, "Oh shit, it's Sin Cara!" You know, that kind of takes off, and then like once that happened. Then I think it picked up. But the match was pretty good. I as far as from a Rampage match, which one did I like the most? I thought this was probably my favorite one on the show.
You know what's funny though? I felt this match was very not like them though. They weren't really flipping like they would back in the day.
That's probably why I liked it.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's odd though. Even the commentators made reference that they're saying this is so not like these two. Which is, I found that interesting too. And I thought about it, I'm like, you know what? They're right.
What? That's probably, what that was. And if we're just going to guess, and maybe Ben Hami would back this up knowing him too. That was probably a Matt Sydal call, right? Matt Sydal knowing that the crowd has seen all this other stuff we've seen throughout the night. We already saw the luchador matches with the BCC taking on the CML stuff, right? We've already seen all this high flying action stuff. Let's do something a little bit different that maybe we don't necessarily do. And let's show them that we can do this. And then we'll still throw in our spices here and there that we normally do. But, we can showcase our talents in a different way. And they did. And that's probably why it was my favorite match of the night. I was like, oh, wow, it's just not over the top crazy.
Well, really, it probably was the best match. And even though I wasn't that impressed by it because really these two do a different style. But you're right. The fact that they were actually more grounded, it just threw me off a little bit because I wasn't expecting that. But in saying that, though, these guys are getting up in age, though. Yeah. I mean, they're getting close to their late 40s at this point. And really, either one of them are nowhere near. Right. They're not the same, dudes. And they need to slow down. I mean, you work smarter, not harder, right? That's the saying. And that's what they need to do.
Hardy, man.
Oh, dude, I don't know how he does it, man. Still.
Yeah, it's crazy. And Darby Allin's like, Darby Allin's like, you want me to stop doing it, but Jeff Hardy's doing it. And nobody's yelling at him as much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Darby Allin is I like Darby, don't get me wrong, but he's a fucking idiot. Straight up.
I mean, I like Darby Allin too. So I just think he does a lot of questionable stuff, but it's not my body.
Unnecessary too. Yeah, right. Body. I get that. But why would you do that to yourself?
He's the one taking the risk, I guess. I don't know, man. It's not smart. From a long-term health benefit, but I mean, he's openly said he knows it's not smart. So I mean, that's his choice. So I mean,
that makes it even worse. The fact that he's self-aware of it and continues to do it. But
I mean, you can also make the case: why do boxers box that, knowing what they know, right? You're openly getting into a ring to have your head smashed in with another man with a glove. Same thing with MMA fighting, right? You're knowing that getting into a ring, knowing you're getting into a fight, but you're going to get hit, and it's not. That's not safe.
No, you're right. You got to be a different type of human to be into that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, especially boxing, right? Because they're taking head. I mean, even MMA, you can
blunt force trauma, bro.
MMA, you can get caught and get knocked out, but boxing is repetitive punching night.
That's what I'm saying.
Fight after fight after fight. Yeah.
That's why MMA, the damage is not on the same level in terms of punching to the head as it is with boxing, because
MMA is more broken bones and other things. And
strains. Not just that,
muscles and eyes popping out or something and bleeding.
Oh, you see some fucked up shit.
Yeah, and MMA, you see a lot more gruesome stuff for sure.
But they must be on some shit though, the MMA fighters, because somehow they like just keep going. It's weird, dude. Whereas in boxing, I mean, you get a lot of deaths. There hasn't been a death in UFC. I don't know about MMA, but in UFC, that actually hasn't happened yet.
No, Labrad brings up a good point. This is a work; it's not real. Like, and as someone
exactly what I was gonna say. That was my point, though.
An aspiring actor, I'd say aspiring because I do work. I'm working on this next 6 days. I'll be on set, so I'm working on a movie. My first union SAG film. So
Hollywood Matthew.
Not yet, but hopefully I'm going to the East Coast, so more like, well, hopefully New York Matthew. But and how SAG works is like, depending on how many lines or how many SAG commercials or union work you do, you can become SAG eligible. So because I have a lead role in this movie, hopefully I become SAG eligible. I digress. What I was going to say, it'd be like me meeting like a SAG actor or SAG stuntman and him like really killing himself, not safely doing the stunts, but being like, nah, fuck that.
Jump
window and landing on this pad. I'm going to land on real fucking blah, blah, blah. You're not fucking Jackie Chan. Okay, calm down.
I'm not Jackie Chan, but I'll jump it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know. Look how many stunt people have actually been killed too. When you think about it,
Jackie Chan's a motherfucker, but I mean, even when you do look at all of his stunts, you go, those are some crazy things, but if you practiced it, you could probably do this. And Jackie Chan has been practicing this stuff for his whole life, so I get it. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. And like Medium 5 says in the chat, ain't Matt, it's like getting credits to build up so you can get insurance, but also first dibs. It's true, pal. It's true. Well, anyway, we did sort of skim past the Bucks.
That is literally how acting works. It's stupid. Like people are like, well, for you to go get a good acting job, you need to get booked. And then you're like, okay, I need to get booked. And then you're trying to get booked. And they're like, yeah, but to get booked, we need to see that you have previous credits. I'm like, well, I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to get booked to build the credits.
Let me get that credit, motherfucker.
Spot. You need to go do local movies, local student projects, build your resume that way. And you're like, okay, I guess that's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, I'm doing that right now. So
I guess it's not what you know. It's who you know, Matt.
A lot of it is who you know. I've gotten booked in a movie that just because I was in two other movies with the actor. In fact, I'm 2 hours away from going to a party with them tonight. One of the actors having a birthday. It's down the street. He invited me. Yeah. So but that director, I met him through two other movies, and then he was like, "Dude, you look like the guy I want to make a movie about. You want to lead?"
That's awesome.
Didn't even have to audition. Yep. Cool. Sweet. It really can be just about who you know.
Right
Sometimes
place, right time as well.
One-day roles just so I can get in and meet those directors and
absolutely, man.
For one
you got to network, man. You got to network.
Like I got cast. I just had to turn down this role, unfortunately, because now I'm moving. But I had got cast in this movie that they're shooting next month. It's an all-black cast, but the guy had actually casted me as the guy to die, the white guy, the guy who dies in the beginning.
You're the Kenny in the movie?
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, were you gonna get beat up all the?
I was like, yeah, I'm down to do that. One, because that's cool. It'll be a cool death scene for the real. But I was also thinking that's just networking because I can network with other individuals who do other movies that they'll consider me.
Absolutely.
Whether the race is black or not doesn't matter to me. I'm just saying, like,
that's irrelevant.
Like,
right? Exactly.
Right. I'll take this role so that way I can do it. And to me, I also told him, I was like, "You're killing the white guy." I'm like, "That's awesome. Like, that's cool. Like, you're reversing."
100%, you're gonna be like a racial related death for sure.
Yeah, I'm like, hell yeah, that's fine. I'm paid, whatever. Like, as long as it's not really porn, like, we're good. Like,
oh wow. Well, I mean, just stay away from your original neck of the woods.
As long as it's not. Wait, I should phrase that. As long as it's not porn or Scientology movies. So I'm not doing Scientology.
Oh
movies.
Shit! No Tom Cruise in for you,
dude. I could make bank as a Scientology actor. Bank. I'm not.
Just go all in, bro. Just work them.
I'm not kidding. I could.
No, I'm not kidding either.
No, I don't want to be a Scientology actor. They'll ruin my
career.
Scientology,
bro. Go Scientology. The poor man's version is actually Mormon.
Dude, I could.
When you think about it,
Scientology. I'm serious. I get casting requests on my things all the time for it. Golden whatever fucking entertainment it is, and it's like they pay you bank. It's like $5 to $10 grand for like one project.
I'm telling you, bro.
for like a couple days. But that's
go all in, bro. You got to go straight all in. Scientology.
I literally had an acting coach. I had this discussion with an acting coach, and I said, okay, what's worse in 2024? If I did porn or if I did a Scientology movie? She goes, what's worse is the Scientology movie. And I was like, wow. She's like, porn, everybody's got OnlyFans and everyone's doing anything. You can recover from that. She's like, but you can't recover. You're not going to be able to recover from doing a Scientology movie. Unless you do a movie with Tom Cruise, you might be able to get in a couple of his movies.
But that's all right, because you'll get the connections in Scientology, bro. And then from there, you go full-blown Hollywood Matt. And when I say that...
I would never be able to do a Scientology movie because I blasted them way too much in the South Park podcast. And I'm never going to be able to be allowed it in China either. So, I mean, there's that.
Ooh, stay away from Xi Jinping.
Well, no, I'm just a huge South Park guy. I'll never get
I'm just saying.
Never get in.
They're like, oh, you're Matthew Gage, huh? Yeah, you'll be not coming back after that, bro. If you go to China.
Know how China is with their technology? They would just do a background search and I'd come right up. I mean, shit.
Dude, what's that show?
Like, luckily in my new job that I just got, people are like, aren't you worried about your podcast? I'm like, my podcast that I do is not on the new job, the television network that I just got hired at. My South Park's not on their network. I was like, and the wrestling I'm reviewing, not on their network either. So I'm like, there's no conflict of interest for me in any way. So like, I don't feel weird about continuing to talk about these things or being critical as a fan, because I'm not like being critical against the company I'm working for. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
you're
like,
just a fan of fucking South Park. So what? Like, really? Even though it can affect you, unfortunately, but that's just social media and society today, unfortunately, Matt. You know what I mean? People are there to crucify anybody these days, which is just sad, man.
Like, no, like, I mean, I'll give you an instance. Like, I did apply and I didn't get hired, but like, had I got hired at CNN, my pitch would have been, dude, like, I don't have to stop my South Park podcast, right? Because I love South Park. I'm promoting a Warner product. Now, would I have had to stop doing the AEW podcast? Maybe, because I'm critical, right? And I wouldn't want to be critical of the content. Like, there was a time where I worked for Fox.
It's a conflict of interest, cuz.
That's why, I mean, if you listen to the last podcast, we talked about this. That's why I stopped doing HMG for a little bit, because I was working for Fox, which is a conflict of interest because SmackDown was on the show. And I'm on a network where everyone's going, fuck WWE. And I didn't want to be that guy. Like, I don't want to be like taking money and, you know, going back and forth. So like, I stopped for a little bit. And then once I finished up with Fox, and I was like, okay, well, no, now I can get back on the podcast with my friends and talk wrestling. You know what I mean? So I made sure that this time, wherever I was working, had no pro wrestling.
Dude, put it this way. The biggest mistake I ever did was have a pro wrestler on one of my shows reviewing an AEW pay-per-view. Because no shit, I should have known better, right? But I didn't think about it. I don't want to mention their name. You'll know who he is. I'll tell you off. I mean, everyone will know who he is, really. But you probably know him, though. He's part of our... No, it wasn't Murderhawk. Okay. But I love Murderhawk, though. He's great to actually interact with. He's very, like... you can actually approach him. He will talk to you straight away.
Yeah, you know, most wrestlers are approachable if you're not a mark.
No, they are. Absolutely, dude. As a matter of fact... No, for sure. Don't act like a marktard, and they're just normal people.
It does not matter. It doesn't matter what type of entertainment. The reason why Drake doesn't like you, or I'm just going to use Drake as a big star. The reason why he doesn't like you because you walk up, oh my God, it's Drake. But
I never do that, dude.
If you just walked by him and you're like, hey, what's up, dude? Like your music. He'd be like, thanks, man. That's it. Like, that's all you can. You know,
don't even ask for their autograph, man. Just give it a little fucking handshake or whatever.
I've never asked for one autograph in my life. I have one autograph. It was gifted to me. It's an AJ Styles signed action figure, but I didn't ask for that. That was just gifted to me. But I've never at once gotten anything signed. That's the only action figure I still have, by the way. It's that AJ Styles action figure. Okay, there you go.
See that? There you go.
There you go.
Kurt Angle and Karen Angle, not Jarrett and AJ.
An action figure signed by Kurt Angle because he didn't like wrestling, but he liked the Olympics, so he was a big Kurt Angle fan because of the Olympics. So he has a Kurt Angle, like an old school WWE, like when he first came out. And then he ended up like meeting him somewhere and got it signed. He was just like, "You're inspiration. You won the 1990s." Like, my dad's big into the Olympics. So,
hey, man. I mean, the Olympics not the same as it used to be. I feel like the World Cup in soccer has become the biggest sort of sporting event. But anyway, I'm actually going to drift into a different subject. I don't really want to.
This is Rampage Uncaged. It's uncaged. We don't know what's going to happen here.
Yeah, uncensored, unfiltered, unpredictable, like AEW.
You know, we're longer than the actual show, but that's okay.
We are. Unbelievable. So let's move on. We'll talk about Mystico and Matt Sydal. Mystico does end up getting the win. But after that, though, we see Brian Cage and Prince Nana are backstage and cut a promo on Hook. Anyway, Cage is not impressed by Hook beating two guys last week on Collision. he can do it better than Hook, and we'll see it tomorrow on Collision
tonight
when he beats
right now.
Which is tonight, right now. Actually, yeah, it's probably happening as we speak.
Collision's been on for an hour now. Yeah. So thanks for joining us instead of watching Collision.
Hey, we got more numbers right now. While no shit, I kid you not. While fucking Collision's on, so we appreciate that right here at Hamin Media Group. But anyway, so basically it's 2-on-1. I guess Hook is gonna throw the big guys around like they're nothing. I like Hook. I'm a Hook fan, but he needs to shut the fuck up. Never talk on the mic again. Don't do that to him because he can't talk for shit. I'm sorry. It's true. It's damn true. But yeah, Hook will get the win nevertheless. But we're off. I know it's crazy.
I'm not a Hook fan.
I like him, dude, but they're exposing him right now. Bad.
Overexposed him, period. From the
overexposed him, bro. But right now, especially, oof. But anyway, we got our main event now, Matthew. I know I'm still calling you Matthew, but it's, I'm going to go with the gimmick for tonight. But anyway, it is Willow, Nightingale, and Kris Statlander defeating Saraya and Soho in Ruby Soho. I was surprised by this sort of, well, not really, I guess, but what are they doing with these women, man? All four of them, actually. Oh, I can't hear you, Matt.
It's like they were doing the Outcast thing, right? And then Toni Storm stumbled upon her own thing, and she got it over, and it kind of left Ruby Soho and Saraya in limbo.
Totally ratted them, bro.
What they did was they were like, okay, let's just replace her with another blonde. And that's essentially that's all this is. Outcast 2.0, 3.0. I don't know what we're at number at right now, but
but they really are outcasts now, legit. At least they're working their gimmick.
I will say that I'm trying to recall that was Saraya there last year when I went, and was she there at Double or Nothing? I don't remember. Did Saraya debut last year? Is that when she became part of AEW?
I think 2 years ago now.
Okay, so then I saw her last year then too. Okay. But yeah, no, she looks good in public. I mean, she looks great in person.
Absolutely.
And the women looks great. I mean, as far as, in the ring, I don't know. I'm going to be honest here. This is where I got up and left. I got up and left the show. I was like, okay, I'm done.
You just motherfucking put all these women over and then you just went bang with, but I'll be honest with you. I just got up.
After the entrances, I got up and left. I was like, all right, it's time to go.
I was like, yeah.
I'm like, this is the main event. This is the main. I'm like, this is the main event. I'm like, all right, it's time to go.
Home time, pal.
Got up, walked outside the stadium, hopped on the light rail, got back to my car, and then I drove home.
That is brilliant because you put them over and then you just shat on them. All at the same time, too good. I'm joking.
You're gonna have to guide us here, Jimmy.
That's all right. I mean, honestly, the power of the phone sort of grips me in these type of matches, but nevertheless, I mean, it was a fine match. I mean, it was fine. They actually all worked great. Statlander and Willow, especially, I felt worked pretty good in this match. But what's the long game here with these
long term? I don't know who won.
It was Willow and Kris Statlander that actually defeated Saraya.
They didn't even have the Outcast win.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
I don't know. You're right. That's very weird.
Oh, fuck it. Liz said it, and I'm going to say it too. I'm trying to be nice, man. Just a little bit. The match was so much meh.
It was. Okay.
It was meh. You know what I mean? I mean, meh. What's fucking Monet going to do to this women's division? I'm hearing so many people say, oh my God, this AEW fucking women's division is stacked, bro. It's so stacked.
I think it's been proven that it does not matter who AEW signs. What matters now is who is writing the content or writing any content.
That's what they should sign. Spend the money there, bro.
Something.
Damn.
Bring in people. It doesn't have to be, anybody that we even know, but bring in writers, bring in people who have a background in writing content and formatting shows, so that way you can put together a week-to-week storyline.
Right. That makes actually sense, right? Not 5 weeks from tonight. We got bank your business, whatever the fuck it is.
Big business.
Big business. It's so dumb, big business. Can't you come? Who's your marketing team, TK? Is it you or
he is? He's the marketing team. He's the guy that goes on his Twitter, and he's the marketing team, man. You want to know something sad? I did not see. Okay, so last year when I went to AEW, I wanted to point this out. I forgot to bring this up on Dynamite. When I went to AEW last week, there were at least like some banners, like, "Hey, AEW's in town tonight." I saw there was plastered all over the Footprint Center on the big scoreboard out there. Blah blah. When I walked up to the event on Wednesday, if you did not know that the AEW show was taking place at the Footprint Center, you would have not known. There was like no advertisement in any way. Like, I kept looking for something, and it wasn't until when I finally got inside that I see a giant banner that says, AEW in Phoenix, and with Adam Copeland on the front, and there was no Adam Copeland. He didn't even show up.
There was no hope for Cope.
There was no Cope.
God,
it wasn't.
I
dope.
love this company, bro.
No Cope.
No cope, no dope, and no hope. Clearly, I mean that's
be
dopey,
a big
bro.
Old bug and never take a stupid drug.
Well, like that Brad says, don't do drugs. I mean, come on, bro. Well, you know
what? Your program.
God damn it. T and Cooper says AEW needs to sign Scott D'Amore.
It's 100% factual.
Speaking of dumb, how the fuck did TNA, before we go, how the hell did TNA fire this guy? Really?
Yeah, I mean, it just sounds like multiple things that come out now. It sounds like it's just a power struggle within the company. You got a guy named Scott D'Amore who's looking at an opportunity to maybe capitalize on the momentum of said company. And then you got Anthem on the other side that they're like, we're just trying to like make content for our TV channel. So we're trying to have the lowest budget possible. So, I mean, that's really what it comes
Okay,
down to.
I can see that. He would have gone way over budget for sure, dude.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's just a back and forth of financials. And I think there was reports saying Scott wanted to buy a TNA and he had a bank ready to do it. And Anthem's like, no, we're not selling it. And he was like, well, I need a bigger budget. And they're like, no, we're not going to give you a bigger budget. And he was like, well, then I'm not going to do this job anymore. And they're like, well, we'll keep you on as creative. And he was like, no, I don't want to do that either. Fuck you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Well, no,
yeah, well, that's going to hurt him, dude. I mean, hurt TNA, sorry. I mean, it's going to become tits and ass all over again.
AEW needs to sign Scott D'Amore. And I'm not, and if you're Tony Khan, this is what you do. Okay. If you want to still have control of your wrestling company, your guy, blah, 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 give Tony a show. Right? You give Tony a show. Give Scott a show. Like you gave
CM Tony a show. Absolutely.
I'm sorry. You gave Scott a show. You gave CM Punk a show, right? On Saturday night. Give Scott Saturday Night on Collision and let him write for it and see what happens. Let him write with the characters that are there and see what happens. And or even Rampage. Let him write Rampage, the 1 hour show there. Give him continuity with characters that are going to show up every week. Let him write it and see what happens. And if it's proven that he knows what he's doing, then Tony can shift some of his responsibilities to him, and then he can just be the Vince McMahon with the final say. Like where you just come to him, then we go to the writers, you go to my team, blah blah blah, and then I have the final say. But ultimately, you have D'Amore run it. And D'Amore, the thing is, too, is if Scott D'Amore gets in, Scott D'Amore knows how to politic. He will work his way up like he did from the Team Canada wrestler all the way up to
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying? So the guy knows how to politic, and he's apparently a good person. I don't know, good person, bad person, but he has to be some sort of, ethical person in 2024 to still be making it where the rest of the TNA roster is pissed, right? So, I mean, he's part of the LGBTQ community because of the person
he is
as well. So he's over with what Ben Hami,
Giselle,
as he was over with what Ben Hami would say, the gay mafia, right? So like,
gay mafia.
I don't know. That's what Ben Hami, not me.
I know, but it's just, I've heard him say it before. It just makes me laugh just to wait.
I'm just saying. So he's over with the LGBTQ community because of his, lack of love and empathy for anybody, right? So because of that fits right in with AEW's fans with that. So there's no reason why he can't, transition over to them.
Literally transition.
But if Tony Khan's smart, he's calling and he's hiring Scott D'Amore.
Right, and it ticks the boxes, right? I mean, you just said it.
Please hire
for your own sake, Tony. Please, exactly.
Please, we want better TV show for AEW. We don't want to crap on it. We want to come on here and be like, "Yo, AEW was fire tonight, bro!" Like,
can you imagine? Oh my god,
it was like that when
if
you started. Go back and listen to the
2019 was awesome, bro. I cried.
We were like, Ben was more of the critical one. Me and Sylvia were like, I liked this.
Dude, I was the same. Dude, I cried in the Dusty and Cody match. I kid you not. That's what I'm like. That's pro wrestling right there. They fucking got me. You know what I mean? And that's rare, bro. You know what I mean? I just want my brother. You know what I mean? Come on.
As soon as Cody left, man.
Well, that was the real fucking beginning of the end, and I've frozen for some reason, which is a sign, actually, Matt. It's probably telling us to get fucked. But yeah, no, really, it was the beginning of the end, unfortunately for them. And I truly think they won't break the million point unless they make some huge signings or something, or sign actual guys that know the wrestling business, that know how to write a wrestling show. Hint, hint. But I doubt it, man. But before we do go, I just wanted to say one more thing about this show, because before the actual show ends, we see Stokely Hathaway actually accepts a handshake from Willow after the match, and she lifts him in the air.
So does that mean he's now like managing her? That was confusing to me. Like he just came out.
I have no idea because this company.
I know he's the manager of Ring of Honor, right?
He's the manager of Ring of Honor, right?
GM, exactly. I think, or something like him and freaking what's the other guy's name? Him and Jerry Lane, I think, are the on-screen quote unquote managers or whatever of Ring of Honor who are running. I've seen them do stuff like that.
They don't know what they're doing, dude. So like the vet says, you gotta like play your a la carte sort of card and just watch it for what it is. You know what I mean? And don't even think too much about it, because
I can't
you just go crazy.
A TV show, I have to think about it. I'm trying to lose.
I'm trying
to lose my own personal sense of reality. Okay, first of all, and you're not pronouncing this correctly. A la carte. Say a la carte. I don't know what you're saying.
It's my damn accent, bro. Come on.
A la carte.
You done that good. It's like what the vet said. We say H. You guys don't even say H. You guys say H, like triple H.
Triple H.
Right? But it's fucking triple H, Matt.
It's
not fucking.
It's not.
Yes.
H.
It's H.
I have to ask you a question.
Please ask.
You live in Australia. You live in Australia, right?
Allegedly.
Okay.
Allegedly. Right.
What kingdom was Australia originally a part of?
Well, come on, the same kingdom that you guys were originally part of.
So, and what language is that?
I believe it's English.
Well, right? The English know what they're saying when it's H.
Oh shit! God.
Hell, you're Greek. You guys made up the fucking alphabet. What do you mean? You can't even pronounce it correctly.
Well, not every letter in the English alphabet is actually Greek, but a lot of it is. It's actually based off the Latin. Latin and
everything. So
everything, bro. Even. Exactly. Shitting on people, apparently. I mean, anyway, but that's another story. Medium 5 does say Alucard is Dracula backwards.
There you go.
Alucard.
That's the
1, 2, 3.
All right, can I put myself over before we go?
Well, I was going to ask you to put yourself over. So, yeah, absolutely. Right, but before you do put yourself over,
okay.
If you had to give this a rating, what would you give it, man?
Okay, so I'm gonna give 2 different ratings because I was there live. So I'll give the live experience probably like a 7. It was fun, not a bad. It wasn't fun. I wasn't disappointed when it comes to Rampage. TV show matches, whatever. Probably give it like a 4.
Oh, nice. 4. Okay, so I guess you would give it a B, C, D.
Like a C-.
That's actually quite good. If I had to give it a rating,
you know what? I'll give it a D. You're right.
Yeah, it needs a D,
I can't
man.
Put it higher
it's definitely
a
D. No, come on, bro. I gave SmackDown a C as well.
Gave SmackDown
C-.
So,
well, yeah, and that was better than Rampage. Let's be honest.
So so D-. That's what Rampage is.
And they're lucky to get a D-, mind you. But you know what? The one thing I have noticed, Rampage for some reason seems to have actually story going on. Sometimes even compared to the other shows, which is bizarre.
Story tonight.
How bizarre is that?
What story? You must.
Oh, like a 2-year-old would write a story, bro. Like something along the
bong. Stop making up imaginary stories in your mind.
Okay, fine.
You're the one playing with fucking action figures down there.
I'm playing with something else, pal.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Matthew Schaefer. You can check me out, my podcast, linktr.ee/SouthParkPod. Each and every week, me and my boys, we like to review and co-host and break down, recap, discuss every episode of South Park in linear fashion. just dropped season 15, episode 1, Human Sentai Pad, which means there are now 213 available episodes. That's right. I've been doing this podcast for 4 years in a row. Never missed a week. We've even got special Smash Balls and Christmas specials up to the. We put out a brand new episode every week for 4 years. Maybe there was 2 weeks. Maybe somebody was sick or something like that. But most of the time, it's been there. South Park, SMD, South Park Review, if you're a big South Park fan. Check it out. Also on YouTube. I'm a little behind on the videos. I think I just dropped 210, but I do have 211 and 212 done. So they just need to go up. But yeah, check out on YouTube at South Park Pod, link tr.w/South Park Pod. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram personally at Matthew, MATHEW_Schaffer, 1T, Matthew _Schaffer. If you'd like to book me, I'm an actor, need a voiceover artist, I'm here. If you need someone to edit your stuff, actually.
But you better pay me if you're going to edit stuff.
Come and check us out.
Absolutely. Like the Fuse right here on channelattitude.com via Hameen Media Group. Go check that out. But if you want to follow me on the Twitter, the X, whatever it is, the Generation X of social media, who knows, you can at DJ MassivePix. You can also follow us at the PWC Network on the Twitter. But more importantly, please like and subscribe right here at channelattitude.com with $5. Not only do you get the realest but the best talk in all of pro wrestling, and HameenMediaGroup.podbean.com for all our affiliate shows, and the PWC Network.podbean.com for all other shows. So in saying that, Matt, thank you once again for joining me right here on Rampage Uncaged, and thank you to everyone in the chat. We're still going strong. The fact that you guys rather listen to us and watch us than watch Collision, that I absolutely appreciate. So that means the world to us. And I think that's a wrap, Matt. That rhymed, actually. But in saying that, I am Jimmy T. That is MSG. And you have been listening and watching the HMG Rampage Uncaged show right here on channelattitude.com. And we're out. Sesame, bro. God damn it. That's awesome. Peace, and we'll see you after the collision where we sift through the wreckage tomorrow with me and the vet. See yous.
You want to get high?
Yay.
The PWC Network. what the world is watching and listening to.